Okay, it's streaming. And they're not getting a commercial. Not supporting their commercials. Don't pay me for that. Go to the hardware store after all this.
I should have just held on to that. Ooh. Is that guy not going to be revived? Hey, Dave, weird question. Doesn't it seem that the shotgun that you sent me seems just like generally short and weak in a sentence?
It's what I pulled from the book.
It just seems weird, 1d10.
I mean, I could fucks with it later, but this is just straight
Well,
from the
no,
book.
I'm just confused on it because it just seems small.
I'm just telling you, it's coming from the book, dude. I'm not making these myself.
I'm not bitching at you. I'm just saying it seems weird. Like coming even from the book.
I wouldn't know.
And he also had Matrix whispering to himself.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to play something a little bit more passive in the background. Instead of Destiny.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out the perk I want for my... Because there's two options I have that seem good.
For which one?
There's one that I saw for the auto. The
Oh,
Did we just lose Mega?
I have no idea. I didn't do anything to him. Mega? We might have.
Boy, he was mid-sentence and just... Now he's gone.
Well, the other question I had is, how many shots does the LMG fire, like, per turn?
Let me go back to it again.
Because this is just my mentality. It seems weird that an LMG would only have 5 rounds.
It's automatic fire though. It fires multiple rounds per shot.
Okay, so it's multiple D10.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many rounds does it fire per shot?
It's alright. So automatic fire perk. When this weapon fires multiple shots per round, granting it higher than average chance of dealing damage in its upper ranges. When you deal damage with this weapon, roll an additional die and drop the lowest roll from your total for that attack. This effect applies after the effect of a critical hit.
Okay, so it doesn't even technically have full auto. Okay.
Not full auto, it's got the perk automatic fire.
So, I hate the way that's designed. I'm just going to state it.
I mean, that's fine, but...
I know, it's just that the way that they worded it and designed it, it seems stupid. Because you're taking a full auto and making it semi-auto. So that's on the creators of the book.
I just realized I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, you kind of died there for a minute.
You cut out there for a bit. You're mid-sentence.
Okay. See, I guess what I was trying to say was I'm conflicted between either getting full draw for the bow or fireline for the auto rifle, because they both give good perks. Like fireline, if I'm in 30 feet of 2 allies that I'm aware of, I gain a +1 to damage and attack rolls with the weapon. While with the bow, it gains loading and finesse properties. The damage die is increased by 1, and it gains an additional damage die. So I'm conflicted.
Okay.
And I also have no idea how to add these weapons into the fucking character sheet.
I'll set it up later, but it'll just be...
I probably won't use them this match, so we can get it set up later on and just stick with what I normally have.
Well, basically you'll roll a d20 +6 for your attack, and then just a d10 for your hit if you make it.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I can just set up a macro.
I think it's +6 for you. I'm not sure. Actually, it might be less because I doubt you're proficient in machine guns.
Actually, instead of a machine gun, how much would it cost to get a linear fusion rifle?
Linear fusions would be 3250, so it would be a little less than the machine gun. It would do 2d6 elemental, and it's more geared for longer range.
Yeah, let's go with the fucking linear because I'm actually proficient in that too.
Okay, so yep, so it'd be 2d6 for...
Well, alright, so what do I have to roll to hit?
I have to plug it into your thing.
because I am proficient with them.
Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get $1 delivery when you order on our app. Panera, live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
It takes a certain kind of
So
person
it would
to
be
change the world. My great-great-grandmother.
D20 plus 6.
Great-great-grandfather.
It's,
Alright.
it's the same proficiency as your combat bow, so that you got a plus 6 for that.
He protected this nation.
With Ancestry, I learned the story of Peter Vodder.
William Lacey.
Madam C.J. Walker.
They
Micro admin.
Mega, you back?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
At least hopefully I will be.
What's the 1 year damage? D6 plus what?
It's 2d6 elemental.
I guess let's go arc damage, because that's what I use the most.
Okay.
So 2d6 in arc.
Alright, so just so you know then, the linear fusion that you purchase is specifically slotted for arcs. It's not going to be interchangeable.
Okay.
Yep, so if you want one for solar, you'll have to buy another one for solar.
Okay. Oh shit, that's not one. Because I'm entering these in here as macros instead of putting them into the character sheet. So they're at the bottom of my screen instead of having to pull up the character sheet.
And that's fine. I can, like I said, I'll tweak with everything here later. It's just, it's been a somewhat busy week.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
That's a third critical in a row.
And plus I was dealing with a bit of a tooth issue. Apparently I brushed my teeth a little too hard and scratched my gum back where my wisdom tooth had impacted.
Yeah.
So I was dealing with some pain there for a couple of days. I'm still sort of dealing with it, but I've got some pain meds. I'm not feeling it right now, so I'm okay.
Would a shotgun be considered a simple firearm?
I believe it was classified as a martial firearm. Yeah, it's a martial firearm.
What about a grenade launcher by any chance?
Also martial firearm.
Instead of a shotgun.
I'll tell you what simple firearms are. It's an auto rifle, hand cannon, pulse rifle, scout rifle, sidearm, SMG, and a trace rifle.
Okay, so basically anything that's not a special weapon.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
specials and heavies.
So I guess instead of getting a shotgun, I guess I'm gonna try to get a grenade launcher. If you can see how much that is.
Yeah, a grenade launcher would be 3,500.
So let me go to my character sheet. What is the total of getting both of these?
Okay, so grenade launcher is 3,500.
1 second, let me go to the calculator.
It'll be like 6,750 total.
Okay, how much was it again?
It's 3,500 and 3,250. So that's like 6,750.
Okay, so I now have 13,750 gold.
Okay. Now, a couple things. Linear fusion, like I mentioned, was 2d6. It's a 3-shot capacity.
Mhm.
It's long range. I'll actually get you the. Let me type over the ranges here too, so you can see it. And if you ever do lose this for any reason, it is actually in the player's guidebook on page 142 and 143.
Okay, and I can also pin it in our messages too, make it a little easier.
Yeah, so if you ever have to refer back to like what weapons cost, like their damage and any like their stats and stuff, it's going to be right there for you. It's in the table.
Okay.
Yeah, and then grenade launcher, medium range. It's got a 4-shot capacity and 1d10 explosive kinetic.
I could fucking type. It would be a d20 plus 6 because I'm proficient with them.
Yep. I mean, if you're proficient with those, then that would be correct.
Bar macro. What is the damage of it again?
1d10 explosive kinetic.
And I'll just.
When you shoot a... Okay, so there is some rules about grenade launchers here too. Rounds fired from a grenade launcher can be lobbed in an upward arc, allowing you to indirectly attack targets behind obstacles such as walls, cliffs, and other obstructions.
Oh, so
blocking your line of
proximity
sight.
detonate.
When you shoot a grenade launcher in this way, each foot of height of the obstruction you are attempting to shoot over reduces all ranges of the grenade launcher by twice as much for that shot. For example, if you're shooting a grenade round over a 10-foot wall, all ranges of the grenade launcher are reduced by 20 feet.
Damn.
It's got basically a 30-foot range then, because if you're shooting over a 10-foot wall, you have 20 feet of range to still hit the target.
Okay, yeah.
So it's still locked to that kind of like a 30-foot range.
Alright, do you want to see if these show up for you when I press them? If you're in roll 20 at the moment.
Yeah, I am in here. Go ahead and roll it.
Or not. I fucking entered the macros wrong. What the fuck?
Okay, well, for like I said, just for these, like, just roll d20 and then add 6 to it, and just tell me what that is, and I'll just trust you telling me the truth on it.
Oh no, I'm trying to figure this out because it's something I should know. There we go. I figured out how to put them on correctly.
Okay, yep. I mean that'd be for your damage then, 1d10.
Gotta test this one. Gotta make it work.
Yep, that works.
Alright, on to the next one.
I mean, it works. That's the correct formula, so he's good.
Those are all 4.
Yeah, their shit rolls, but it's still rolling it correctly.
Yeah.
Hello, Nix. I see you in the chat there.
I'm an alcoholic.
I mean, that's nothing new.
Literally playing Trials made me want to drink.
see, again, you did this to yourself.
Oh, I know I did. But still, trials should not be that cancerous. Honestly, I feel like if you have the flawless title, you should be just put into a pool with just other flawless players.
See, they were doing that for a while, and
That divided the community too much, and we can't do that. It's like, motherfucker, then nobody actually has fun because it's just filled with fucking sweats. Oh, we don't want to divide the community. And I don't fucking care.
I mean, if they... I'm not going to get into my whole diatribe about that, but...
It's just a... Trials and fucking Crucible are cancer to begin with. Nobody
I mean, I at least give him a little credit for introducing a freelance playlist and just making it so you can't run with a team.
No, that's literally just for this week. They're testing it.
Yeah, but the fact that they're at least trying that out and seeing, like, it from the sounds of it already, it's been pretty successful.
Yeah, pretty successful, and most of the people that you fucking play against are sweats.
I don't know.
Because most of the people that I ran into literally had the flawless title.
I don't know, man. Could also depend on what time of day you're playing, too.
Fuck, sounded like somebody farted.
There you go. Okay, he muted. Okay.
What do you call someone who studies the weather? A climatologist. Someone who evaluates investments? A financial analyst. A person who studies DNA? A geneticist. Who researches markets? An economist. Who handles employees? An HR manager. And someone who does all these things? A farmer. At Pioneer, we're proud to work with generations of American farmers in the most complex and rewarding industry on Earth. So from your friends at Pioneer, thank you, farmers.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Shit, that's gonna hurt. Yep. Yep, I'm gonna die because fucking flooding.
I'm ready to go when you guys are.
I'm just waiting. We're here to be alcoholics.
I mean, if we're going to be that, I mean, let me go get loaded up.
Mega, you all good?
Oops.
Yeah, I'm more writing down my recharges so I actually remember them.
Okay.
That would actually be really smart to add as a macro.
Focus.
Because I completely forgot them last time.
Shield is a D12, right?
Oops.
That's... I have to look it up for you.
Yeah, that would depend on the class.
Yeah, because it's different for each of you guys.
Yeah, it's like with mine is actually a D12 for my shield recharge.
I put on my sheet, Dave, for the uncanny hits and weapon of choice, so we know which one's which instead of having to relook it up and relook it up every time.
Okay.
That
That's
way
good.
we can just reference it, so if you needed to, you can see it too.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to keep asking you, so we. I don't want to keep bothering you about it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
Like-
forget too. That's why I'd like for you to like jot down and
Yeah, that's why.
remember it that way, because it's easier for you to tell me what's going on there with it.
Yeah,
That's why I'm making macros.
well, I'm like.
And I mean, if that's easier for you to do, I mean, go for it.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's going to be in there permanently, and so I don't have to ask you, and I can just look down and see, oh yeah, this is what shield recharge, and this is grenade recharge, this is melee.
Yeah, actually, mine changed, and I didn't put that. I could actually
Yeah,
write
I
that
think
in
I
the
know what
personality
my
traits box.
perk.
Oops, I'll use the personality traits one for this. Don't mind me while I do this. I gotta remember I have a grenade too. Jesus. I don't know how that's gonna look, but I'll try it. Oh, I can scroll it. Sweet. Oh, dang, I didn't know I could do that. I would have done that then. Trying to save a little space. I'm like, wait, I can scroll it. Oh, sweet. Just select the box and I can just scroll everything. Nice. I thought I remembered these things. Yes. Let me move that down here then. use that box for something else. Oh, I can stretch it out. Oh. Okay, I'm having way too much fun in here, Dave.
Well, don't have too much fun now. We got a game to play.
Oh no, just adjusting things and having fun. So I'm ready whenever. I'm just tweaking stuff.
Yep.
I'll make sure to mute so you don't hear me.
To go.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm just waiting for everybody else. So if everybody's ready, we can get this thing going. So.
All right. Just want to flip the screen.
Oh,
the screen
thank
there.
you. Yep. There we go. Oh,
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it too.
There we go.
All right.
Could be funny. I was looking at this stuff, so flip it real fast. I keep looking at dice. Oh, I can turn this off too. I haven't muted anyway, so it don't matter.
Did you change it in the stream?
Yeah, is it not showing up? Yeah,
No.
I'm wondering if it's disconnecting again. Damn it. I can always record this and do it from here,
Oh, there
but
it goes.
oh,
I don't know if it just took forever to switch over or what.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm just getting lots of frame dropping. That's why. That's great. So I'm just going to hit the record button. There we go. At least with the record, it's not going to affect it much on my side. And then I can just put it up on YouTube.
Okay. All right. So as always, D in DestinyProject.com if you'd like to download the books that we're using to play from. And with that, we're not going to waste any time. We're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so when we last left our heroes, Uros, Elias, Norwood, and their ghost DB and Paradox, and their newfound friends in Theo 11 and his ghost Nova, Paradox and DB made arrangements to have the new third-party member join the group while Elias met with Nikon for his first martial arts lesson. After a brief instruction, Elias revealed what he learned about the Genesis Corporation and the mysteries surrounding it. With Nikon's blessing, Elias was given the okay to assist Uros with the investigation. Later that day, the party joined up with Theo 11 and witnessed his championship-winning match in the Crucible, netting him a very nice, healthy sum of glimmer. After meeting up, they decided to discuss the mission, getting Theo caught up to speed on everything that it's going to entail, and he humbly accepted the mission. The party is now resting as their ghosts work together to plan their next move. So, was there anything you guys want to do before you actually did go to bed?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. All right, so you guys do go off into your respective homes, and you do get some sleep. Everyone does get a full rest.
By the way, I do believe I have all my macros set up properly.
Okay. All right, so everyone does wake up. We'll actually start with Uros. Uros, your alarm does go off. DB is he's sitting on the desk, the little table right next to your bed.
Try and reach over and push him like an alarm clock, pushing the button. Shut off. Just shut off. I don't
So DB just kind of just almost falls off. Like, hey, I'm not the alarm clock.
Oh, sorry. You're just right there. That's why. Sorry.
Sorry, I've been talking with Nova and Paradox kind of over comms while I've been discussing the plan. We think we got a couple options put together here. We'll present to you guys before we go.
Okay. Shall we meet up with everyone? See if everyone else is awake? They probably are.
Yeah. I've signaled that we'll go get breakfast before we do anything.
Okay. Why don't we go get something to. At least I'll get something to eat. Do you even eat?
Nope, I don't need anything to eat.
All right. All right. So, at least I need something to eat. So let's go get something to eat. We'll meet up with everyone. You let them know.
All right. Theo 11.
Yep.
How do you sleep? As an exo who believes he's human, do you have a normal bed?
I would believe so. Yes.
All right. Well, kind of describe your sleeping arrangements as you wake up here.
Asking a real question.
Okay. I guess of how I would normally sleep, although with how my bed structure would probably be, either it was going to be enforced or I just sleep very still, like. So I would think more or
Are
less.
you laying down? Like you're laying like kind of like flat on some kind
Pretty
of
much,
a mattress?
yeah, I would think I would be sleeping flat on a mattress, trying to move as lightly as possible, to not trying to dent the bed, I guess.
Okay. So you hear the alarm begin to go off. Beep beep beep.
Slowly rise.
Nova floats over to you. Good morning. I've been speaking with the others, and we have a tactical assessment ready for you guys.
Already. Alright, then I'll go ahead and get prepared a bit. Dress my.
Nova, he's looking out the window a bit and he goes, "This is a bit of a strange mission, don't you think?"
It is a bit wary, but if
It's not
people need.
exactly in our wheelhouse to kind of do this sort of work, but I
I
mean, if you
mean,
think this is gonna help,
anyone that needs a hand, I'm always willing to offer. So I don't see the problem.
it's not so much a problem. It's just thinking about what they told us and everything that's going on with the mission. Just I don't know. There's something very off about this. I don't know. I can't put my well, I don't have fingers, but I just can't put my thought to it.
You can't put your show to it.
Although, yes, it is quite terrifying on this threat that they were dealing with, which only means we have to get stronger before we can fight them.
Well, I think part of what we gotta do is we need to assess what we're actually up against.
Yep. And we should. And another would be to show them a bit of order to get their combat readiness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we can teach these guys a little bit of something here. Let's get going.
Yep. And just safely get off my bed without denting wood.
All right. Lastly, Elias.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the same dream, but the memory of that dream is still kind of in the back of your mind. You're remembering looking out at that skyline again.
All right.
It just gives you a sickening feeling as you just remember it.
Any new details?
No, this you're remembering the dream. You didn't actually
Oh.
experience it again.
Oh, okay.
Paradox floats over to you and kind of taps you on the forehead. Wake up.
I'm alive. Well, that's subjective, isn't
Hit him harder.
Isn't it?
it? I mean, we're just.
And Paradox just kind of gives you like that side look, just kind of, isn't it though?
Yeah. Are we really alive?
All right, get up. We gotta go meet with the guys.
Yeah. I get up and just go get a shower.
All right. So, for brevity's sake, here, we'll say you guys do meet up at the same spot you met the night before, and you guys can order whatever breakfast that you like.
Ooh.
Just an American style breakfast.
Bacon, eggs, toast, hash browns.
Damn, how'd you know what I was thinking, Dave?
Because he said American breakfast.
I know. It's like, damn.
I just described it to you.
I'm just like, damn. I was just thinking, I'm like, I could use some eggs,
so
some bacon. That sounds
Dave
really
knows
good.
what we're thinking.
Yeah.
I used to be a cook. I know what an American breakfast is.
You
All
forgot
right, so-
one thing, though.
The sausage?
No, it needs a 1911.
That's a World War II breakfast.
No, it's just an American breakfast. My 2 World Wars!
Oh my God.
Sorry, I had to make that joke.
Alright. But as you guys are sitting to your respective breakfasts, Paradox and Nova will go over. Well, while you guys are eating, we'll kind of go over the details here, and Nova will project a holographic map up kind of in front of you guys. Paradox hovers to the side and goes, so this is a map of what we got from New York. This is, thanks to Nova, we were able to get some satellite images, and we can actually access one of the satellites above the city. So we'll have an aerial recon going on at all times. The map begins to kind of focus in on the center of the city. Based on Malachi's information, the building that we're looking for is going to be in this block, and it kind of hovers over a block that's got about 6 large buildings. We don't know exactly which building we're going for here, so we're going to have to be a little thorough. Either we can split up, each take a building, try and cover the fastest ground that we can, and if one of us finds the target, we can regroup, try and acquire it, and get out as fast as we can. Any questions so far? Paradox just kind of looks around to the 3 of you.
Any landing sites nearby?
Well, that's actually what we're going to talk about next. As far as landing, we've got a couple different options. And he kind of, Paradox kind of nods at Nova, and he changes the image again. We can approach by day. This will give us, we're going to be at risk of running into whatever may be within the city, but we can get there in the fastest time, and this gives us the quickest start time. Option 2, and the map goes back out again, and you actually see that this is a weather radar now, and you're seeing that there's a weather storm that's currently hitting the western section of the state. And Paradox goes, there's currently a rainstorm that's going to be on its way, and this could actually give us some cover. Option 2 would be, we can wait until the storm rolls in and fly in under cover. It's going to be dark when we arrive, so we'll also be arriving under cover of night, and the storm will also give us some radar cover so we can slip in undetected. But we're going to end up waiting 14 hours for the storm to roll in. The landing sites are going to be within the city themselves. We can land within, excuse me, we can land within 6 blocks of this area, and he highlights a major intersection that's just kind of sitting, like in this major metropolitan area. The cars are pretty much cleared out. It's a large intersection. It's probably like 6 lanes on each side of the road.
This is New York we're headed to, right?
This is New York, so this is a very large street.
Okay.
So, Paradox continues, we can land on the streets out here and make our way up to the city from here. We could, and he kind of stops himself, we could attempt to do a sky jump kind of landing.
Fuck you.
And
I don't know.
Paradox just looks over at you do.
I don't see why not.
He slowly turns to Elias.
I don't recommend it.
How so?
Yeah,
Too
I
bad we
turned
don't.
into a fucking Rorschach painting.
DB, I wish we had
he
recorded
kind of went
that.
splat. So skydiving may not be ideal, but it's an option.
May I offer an alternative suggestion?
Paradox just go, of course.
I'm just sitting there eating and giggling.
Why don't we take the subway? The subway tunnels.
And Paradox just kind of looks over to Nova and goes, well, we could.
Because there are subway stations outside of New York that should lead into New York.
They do, but they're not going to lead up to the street that we're going to. So we can approach from the city from the outside, take the subway tunnels, but we're going to have to still walk about 3 blocks up to actually reach the city, that location.
Closer than 6 blocks. And we'll still remain undetected underground.
True. And Nova, you can kind of hear like a little bit of a computer noise with him, and he projects an overlay of the subway tunnels over the map and shows where they're located. Nova chimes in though. Problem with this is that these maps are not going to be accurate. Some of these tunnels may be sealed.
True. But then again...
But there might also be new tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And there's also service maintenance passages and all those too.
The sensor map is not able to penetrate down underground, so we can still map based on the data we're able to pull from New York, what was left of the Golden Age. Unfortunately, if there's any sealed tunnels, we're not going to have any way of knowing until we actually get there ourselves.
I mean, just gotta take the chance.
Understood. It could be a labyrinth, and we could be walking for a while. Paradox just kind of looks around. Well, what do you guys think?
Well, although I did like the idea to skydive, the subway systems does sound more logical in a sense that we could still be undercover. It doesn't quite matter on how stealthy we can be within there. There is the downside, yes, that these are old plans, so we are unsure if these tunnels will be clear, not clear, or even filled with things that might try to strike. We never know. But it does sound more sensible, as if we can either wait the 14 hours like you said and go under the cover of the rain, go within the light, and possibly show ourselves a bit earlier than it's expected.
I mean, if we want to be ballsy enough, we could wait 14 hours, come in during the storm, and skydive.
That is also an option.
But
how you land in the storm is really up to you. But we could use the storm is really just to mask our approach and to make sure anyone that is watching on radar doesn't see us.
I'll look at Theo and ask, what would happen if you got hit by a pure bolt of lightning?
Well, like any other human, I would get, either really hurt or die on impact.
Fair.
Nova's just kind of looking like he's looking back and forth between you and Theo, just like gauging reactions.
I'm testing the water because I remember the conversation of beforehand.
DB kind of just nudges Uros and goes, "You're quiet. What's on your mind?"
Sorry, I was back at the town for a moment while I was eating. Just kind of off in my own space for a moment.
I get that, but
I need to get back
what
to
do you
this.
think?
Well, we could do the subway. I mean, there's less likely chance of also getting noticed from any other angle, whereas we have a tunnel. We could go in sooner. We'd still be undercover. It sounds good to me. I'd kind of like to try maybe a jump. I haven't done it yet because first time I saw somebody do it, he made a painting on a roof. It's kind of pretty too. Too bad we don't have any pictures.
Shut the fuck up.
So I'm good either way. I mean, I'll give a jump a try, but it'd be nice to use that storm as cover, because then at least we could at least get in and maybe, hopefully, nobody will notice us right away. I'm expecting to be noticed at some point.
Yeah, but the longer that we wait, the longer that person might show up and raid that vault.
Yes, true. So I'm good
Yeah,
with going
Paradox
ahead now.
chimes in. Yeah, time may be of the essence here because we got this information from Malachi. We don't know if or when whoever this is going to get there. We don't know what he knows.
I'd rather know sooner than later, so if we can take a faster route, that would be fine with me.
Then we only really have three options: go in broad daylight and get in, subway, or jump in.
We could also do a halo jump.
He goes first.
You go first.
I'll go first.
Oh, I just want
to get some parachutes just in case.
Well, I just wanted to see it. You know, DB's got the camera ready. We can get this shot again.
Paradox is kind of thinking about it like, I don't know about parachutes.
It'd be too noticeable if we had to open up at last minute, though.
That's what
Be good,
the
but
LO of Halo means.
yes, yes, but that's more bulky stuff we have to carry along.
Not really. Just we can fucking open it, and then once we stop in midair, so we're not fucking dropping at Mach 20, and then use our jumps from there.
Yeah, my jumps haven't.
We don't
been
have
so
to stay
great.
in the parachute while we're falling.
If you haven't noticed, I've been avoiding the jumps. I mean, I'm good either way. We need to get in there.
You guys are kind of just avoiding the elephant in the room.
What's an elephant?
DB just goes, okay, look, I think it's a great idea if we do decide to jump. Time is certainly of the essence. Maybe going in the daylight so we get there faster might be ideal. I mean, he starts looking at everyone, right? I mean,
I'm good with it.
We gotta go there fast, right?
I'm good with it
either
either way.
Rorschach painting, you can all go fuck yourselves.
Well, don't do it this time, okay? I'll catch you.
I didn't mean to last time.
Look, I'll catch you, okay? I'll go first. Theo is ready to go first. I mean, I'll go first. I want to go first. How's that?
Let's go. Get this over with.
Yes, the sooner the better. I want to know.
Okay. And so for brevity, since we talked about before stream here, all your loadouts are updated with your new equipment. If you did change anything.
Sorry to stall for a moment. For mine, did we do any of the glimmer and payment stuff? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I thought I had that on there for you, but I might have forgot to. You did gain an additional 5,000 after previous mission.
I don't even remember if I No.
I might have forgot to add that on there for you, and that's probably my
Oh, wait.
bad. So I'm sorry about that.
I
Yeah,
must
just,
have added it.
Whatever your total is, you need to add on 5K.
Okay, so it just makes it 17. Yeah, 17. Almost 18K for me. So.
Yep.
Okay, and then do I need to adjust for payment of the stuff I have?
Yes, you do need to make adjustments for that too.
Okay, so do I know what the amounts for my armor and the 2 little upgrades?
Let me grab that.
My bad. I should have got that from you beforehand, so I could have prepared for it. Because we were discussing other stuff with it.
Yeah. I get you here.
If not, we can settle it up afterwards, and I'll just make a note of it. Whoops.
So, what did you want to go with, the plast wire or the reinforced?
Let's do the plast wire. Rather not lose.
Okay, so that's 10K.
Okay, and then I got the outlaw and explosive damage on the hand cannon. How much would those be?
Okay. That's 2 mods.
Mm-hmm.
So be 3,500 for that.
Okay. Okay, then I have enough. I'll adjust the number here in a moment.
Yeah, so that'd be minus 13,500.
Yeah, so I was at 17. I'll take care of the math here. We can continue on, though.
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yep, just make, and we should have already adjusted your AC for that too, I believe. If not, double check.
Let me see. I'm at 15 now. I think did we adjust for it? No, that was what I should have been. So I will look it up and I will adjust.
You'll want to adjust that, but
I'll take care of it. You continue.
Yep. Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So, now just to clarify here, so we're setting this up right. So we've agreed to daytime. It's going to be a sky jump.
Basically.
Whee!
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, as you do approach, is there anything you guys wanted to converse about while you're along the way? Because it's gonna be a little while before you get there.
I need to adjust that to 1 more.
I'm just gonna basically take a long nap inside mine to rest up.
All right, Theo. What are you gonna do to pass the time? Do you want to talk to Nova? Do you want to talk to Uros over the radio?
Yeah, why not a little talk with the new people?
Alright.
Uros, was it?
Duh.
So considering I have just recently joined this team, is there anything that you might be lacking that you might need more experience within, as since I'm a champion of the Crucible, I might be able to give you some notes or such, something that could be a benefit.
Well, most of this is still all new to me anyway, so I really wouldn't know. I mean, battle, combat, it could be, for me, anything would benefit me at this point. So, I mean, what do you have to offer me right now? Because I don't know. I kind of got my mind set on other things that I want to know what happened, and that's why I'm kind of just trying to figure it out.
First, we can begin with what weapons you normally use.
Well,
that's always a good start.
I pull out the Graviton Lance. I have this, and I mean, it's a nice little toy.
You're showing this in your cockpit. You guys.
Yeah,
are
I was gonna say y'all are in
I'm like,
ships.
no, that's right. Yeah, but I have a Graviton Lance. I have the combat bow and hand cannon, which I just picked that
Theo,
up.
Like,
oh,
as
shoot,
he said,
I need
he mentions Graviton Lance. You don't know what that is. You've never heard of this weapon.
I'm sorry. What's a graviton lance exactly? Like, is it some sort of like machine gun or something?
It's a rifle. It shoots energy rounds. It's a pulse rifle, yes.
Oh, okay, pulse rifle. Then I guess an easy tip for that would be always try to aim for the center, as with the recoils within the pulse rifle, it normally after its third burst, it would normally aim for the head. So, or at least, yeah, for the head most of the times. That would also just depend on the recoil of it. What were your other weapons?
Oh, I
I
have
have
a hand
bit of
cannon and a
muscle
combat bow.
combat bow. That's the one I'm used to at least.
Nova chimes in. That's a pretty ideal loadout for someone of your size.
Yes, I've just got a newer hand cannon, so I've got the few extra things on it now. But this came from a friend.
I had a game I'm a bit surprised you just glossed over the fact that you just made fun of you for being small.
It don't bother me.
Well, he probably
Actually, wait a
wouldn't pick
minute.
up that colloquialism because English isn't his first language.
Yeah, I don't speak English, so.
But well, I mean,
or I don't.
You guys are speaking City Common.
Yeah, city common, but most of it's just gonna go because I'm still getting used to everybody's stuff.
Yeah, and there's absolutely a word for small in City Common.
Let's hear the translation. I'd love to hear it.
It's small.
Small. I just blow past it because it's like whatever.
You're too focused on what's at hand here.
Yeah, my mind is the character mind right now is that's why he keeps kind of floating back because it's that like guilt feeling sometimes just coming back at him, hitting him, and then he comes back and it's like he'll have his moments where he just breaks free of it and tries to make humor of things.
Nova will kind of chime in. Theo is quite technical when it comes to his combat assessment. He's been doing Crucible for quite a while. Have either of you guys done Crucible?
No.
I'm passed out.
Do we hear him snoring over the comms?
Listening.
I guess Paradox would be listening.
Oh yeah, he don't sleep.
Paradox is he's listening, but he's not saying anything either.
I'm still new to a lot of this, so first time I saw a lot of the battle matches was back in a town that the people were very kind to me. And now I really never had an interest, really still don't have an interest in it.
Well, with my combat experience, there was always one thing that I've always kept close to me, which could be beneficial towards you as well, as it seems that you might be in a troubled state as well. Within the midst of everything, you should always try to on the path ahead, not the path behind, as that not only does that no longer consider you, but it's an event that has already been passed. You must always keep your composure and your focus, or else whatever happened in the past could happen again in your present. If you get what I'm saying.
If what happened back in that village happened there, it's going to happen again. That's why we're going.
And that's why you must keep your focus, so that you can stop such things.
Yeah, stop something that I couldn't do anything about the last time.
And that's why you must focus.
That's why I am doing this. That's where my focus is.
Exactly. So you can stop the things you couldn't.
As you guys are continuing the conversation, you guys you do begin to see the out on the horizon you're beginning to see New York City. And this is what was left of Golden Age New York. So the skyscrapers that you kind of know of today, think of them, they're still somewhat there, but they are more futuristic and more modern for what you would see in a Golden Age.
Is the statue of Liberty still standing?
It is still there, but you do actually notice that the low ground area that was kind of there before, like how it is like right now, it's a little covered over in water, so it's a little underwater. The statue is still quite visible and is not underwater, but the little walking area that's kind of currently there, it's a little underwater.
Goddamn global warming.
Well, we're almost there. We should probably start preparing on when we should be jumping.
Alright, so you guys, Nova kind of takes the point on this, and he leads your 3 ships in, and goes, we can dive here, and he points to the map for you, Theo, and goes, we can dive here at about 1,000 feet.
Mm. 1,000 feet. Would it be able to get us to our objective quicker, or?
So I'll actually do have a little map here for you guys. So I'm gonna bring this up.
Map.
And if you kind of look to the bottom, you're gonna have to zoom out quite a bit here because this is gonna be a pretty large map that we're opening up.
Ooh, it's one of those
Oh,
ones.
shit.
It's down. It's
So as you're looking down this main street here, you can approach kind of going down this street, and you can drop in as low as 500 feet if you do want to. Or if you do, I mean, you can. That's about the lowest you can go. But if you want to jump from really any height, that's entirely up to you, depending on how you want to approach it.
Well, considering I'm not the one that's not uncomfortable with this, what would you say, Elias?
Paradox nudges you awake.
Oh no, I would have been awake by this point.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I would have set like an alarm coming into by New York. Last time I tried it, I fucking failed because my jump didn't activate. So I'll leave that opinion to you.
Although if we go up to 1,000, it'll be a lot easier for us to be under the radar. 500, still be a bit under the radar, but not as better.
We could toss bomb ourselves.
That was the idea with the flying under 500 is you fly in, you toss bomb yourselves in.
You wanna try that?
We can.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Alright, who's dropping in first?
I might as well.
Oh, okay.
Are
Now
you
he's
sure?
gonna go.
No, I don't want to, but I know I'm gonna have to, because technically I'm fire team leader.
You don't have to go first.
I said I would go.
First.
Fucking fire team leaders lead the way.
Alright.
Fucking aerobatics, correct? Or acrobatics?
Acrobatics, yep.
Can we see the comical he slams
Fucking
into
19.
a wall?
Fuck you.
19. Okay. Who's gonna roll next?
Oh, I just realized acrobatics.
Yep. Acrobatics for it'd be just acrobatics for this. 'Cause you need to stick the landing.
Yeah, if you want to go next, I'm good. I'll just follow up. I
whatever,
was gonna go first, but
you both gotta roll. I don't care who goes next.
oh, okay,
Just do
fine.
it. Just click it.
There we go.
26. Okay.
I do it decoratively. I'm going to do it really suave, like just.
I'm about to have a
I
bad
mean, with
time.
a 26, I'd say you're gonna land pretty gracefully.
Stick the landing.
I'm gonna have a bad time.
Oh no! No!
Roll.
No!
Roll it! Come on, I want to see it.
Oh.
Yes!
Oh damn it!
Acrobatics is my weak point.
Okay.
I'll catch
So
you.
I wanna point out,
Then I step
while
aside.
While I'm gliding through the air, I'm gonna make a perception check and try to land on a building. Would we get advantage for being up in the air? Because I'm trying to land on the rooftop of any building.
Sure. Are you, well, looking at the map here, we're mostly focusing on the 4 buildings on the right side of on the bottom right here of the map. Which 4 did you want to go for?
So are we coming in from this direction?
Yep, so you're basically gonna, hang on, let me pull this back up so I can ping here.
So if we're coming in from this direction, I either want to try to land on the corner right here or on this corner right here. That way I can just slide across the building.
Okay, gotcha. So what are you doing with the perception?
Just making sure that there was locations I could land without accidentally tripping over something.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd say even with the perception of 10, you can pretty clearly see where your target landing is going to be. And with that roll, I'd say you'll be successful. Just which building did you want to hit?
Actually, you know what? I want to try to land on this.
That's actually the one I was looking at too. I was like,
Okay.
I'm thinking try and nail for that small building.
Alright, so, yep, Elias, you will land successfully on the rooftop of said building. Matrix, same question. You're aiming for the small building there, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at when he was talking about that, because I was looking at the small building right there, too.
So, you make your dive, you basically, you're bombed out of the ship, you're flying in. With the momentum it carries you over, you double jump it, and you slide gracefully onto the rooftop.
So.
And Theo, where's your target?
Do I have even a choice?
You have a choice!
In this entire 4-building quadrant, what was your target?
Oh my god. I had to get a drink for that.
I guess.
Oh, excuse me. Whew.
I guess, yeah, if we're going from that way, then I can't.
I'm just gonna tell you, just tell me where you were aiming, because I'm gonna tell you you're not gonna hit it.
I don't know how to ping.
But I need to know what you were aiming for.
Hey, Elias, we can catch him. No.
I don't know how to ping.
Just so you know.
Probably up the top long building.
So would it be like this building here?
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, that one. I can't ping, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, you just left click on it.
Click with the mouse.
Yeah, you just left.
I am left clicking.
With the pointer tool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can see it on my stream too when I'm doing it. You can see the.
Yeah, and so yeah, I got it right there. So, all right, that was your target. Let's find out how far off you go. Okay, not that far off. And so you're coming in from the left side like everyone else. You're coming in at an angle. Your ship, for whatever reason, as it's coming in, makes a hard left, and it kind of fires you off a little to the left from your intended target. Unfortunately, this action kind of knocked your own balance off as you're flying through the air, so you kind of, instead of having control over your jump and how you're flying in, you've just kind of become a big boulder, and you're flying in hard. And oh my god. And so you two are on top of the building here, and the building next door to you, the one up north of you, it's a little bit taller. So as you guys stick your landings, you look over, you see this red rock just come flying in.
Bet he punches through the roof.
It crashes right through the wall. It just smashes through the glass, and you hear just this destruction. Theo, you take.
Oh God. No. Elias,
you take
I don't.
1 point of damage as you come barreling through and you bust through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man.
Alright, so there goes one shield.
And there went the stealthy.
Well, I thought we were coming
your
in
shield
stealthy.
took barely any damage as you just burst through this wall. Oh yeah.
I did better than I thought.
All over comms. Now you see why I didn't want to do a jump?
I don't know what you're talking about. I did pretty well.
Yeah.
Come out dusting yourself off. I'm fine.
You walk through and you're standing in the middle of this giant hole that you made through the wall, and you just wave at the guys. Hi guys.
Is this going to be a common thing for us?
Possibly.
That
Everyone
means it's
looks at the
my.
hard camera.
That means I'm next. Oh man.
Yep.
Okay,
Wait,
time to
you
get.
already had your incident in the fucking tree.
Shut up. There was nothing there. Nobody recorded anything. Ah.
Alright. So, now that you guys have landed, how do you wish to begin the search?
Look around for any signs on any of the surrounding buildings, because we're on the rooftop of this one, and we can see the signs of every building surrounding it.
Okay. So you'll kind of do like a walk around the building here, and just looking for any particular signs or anything. You don't see anything that says Genesis Corporation in particular. Not even on the side of the building up to the north of you here. You don't see any kind of signs up there. You do see that there is a business sign off to the building way over here on the right. Looks like there might be a restaurant and then a bookshop that's just right next door to it in this building here. So look, from here it looks like this building, just based on looking in, it's probably not this one. But you can't find any other signs that point you in the direction.
Is this an office building by any chance? Just like a standard office building?
From the outward appearance, it does appear to be. You can't quite tell what it looks like on the inside. There's a number of windows that do go all the way in around the building, so this could be like a smaller office building of some kind.
If I was a secret company doing shady shit, I'd make a shell company. Shell company to operate outside of, make it look normal on the outside, but inside is actually doing different shit. So if anything, I would say this one. Because there's no other businesses that look like it's attached, right? Like, there's no regular restaurant or shop.
Yeah, well, there's across the street, like, there's other buildings, like, surrounding it, but
well, yeah, I mean,
for
like,
this particular one, no.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's this one.
Okay.
Luckily, I'm in that building.
He already made a door.
Yeah, so Theo, make a perception check for me.
Alright.
Actually, either a perception or investigation, whichever you want to do.
Do the one you're better at.
Good question. Actually,
I don't know what you're better at, so whichever one you want to do.
Technically, I'm better at perception. Though it's by 1.
Do it. Okay. Your spectacular entrance has knocked over a lot of cubicles that were on the floor that you're up. So, from where you are, you're probably about on the 5th or 6th floor. And there is one floor above you still, but you kind of like came crashing like near the top there. It's just a path of just busted computer parts, cubicle walls, broken glass, papers strewn all about. lot of dust.
So, is there anything in particular I'm going to be looking for? Or
Just anything that says Gen Corp or whatever it says normally.
So, like, look on
Paradox
the wall,
chimes in.
papers.
We're likely looking for some kind of data server or some kind of secret entrance or like some way that is likely going to take us down below.
Yeah, it's not going to be on the top floor. If they're going to do a shell company, then they're going to have bullshit at the top.
Alright, then I'll go ahead and scale down the building and see if I can find anything.
Just go down the stairs.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I was just going to ask you, how are you going to? Are you going to go down the stairs? Are you going to take the elevator? Are you going to jump out the hole?
Although it's funny to jump out the hole, I'm going to go down the stairs for the more practical.
For me, while we're still on this building, I'm jumping across to the rooftop over here.
Okay. And I'll actually say for this, you're gonna need your grappling hook to get you across.
I was just gonna glide across.
The height is a little high for your jump.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because the building you landed on is a few floors shorter than the one across from you. So, if you're gonna jump and glide, you're gonna hit maybe the top floor window.
What floor are we equal to?
So the building across from you is about it's 6 floors, and the one you're on is 4.
I'm gonna pull out a combat bow and just shoot a window that's directly across from me.
Okay, I mean that's gonna be in the general direction where Theo is at, because he came crashing through in that corner.
Yeah.
What? Hold on. God damn it! Get off my screen. You fucking. Fire card is getting in my way because it's such a massive fucking map. So, if we're coming in from this direction, did he land in through the side right here, like long ways?
Yeah, he just hit this corner here, and he kind of flew in to like here. So like he impacted here, he landed here.
I'm trying to come in through a window right here.
Yeah, but you said you shot an arrow over in that direction.
No, in through the window right here.
Like at the 4th floor as well?
That's not where you pointed the first time, is what I'm saying.
Sorry, I'm just saying the building in general.
Okay, yeah, because I was just saying, if you're shooting in over here, then you're shooting where Theo's at.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get across.
Okay, yeah, I just want to be clear where your shot's going. Because if you're shooting over in that direction, you might have hit Theo.
I'm just trying to break through a window.
Okay. Okay.
You'd have to get to my defense first.
I have to make sure, because I'm trying to help out. So you're here and you're aiming for here.
God.
Okay. So now you're just shooting an arrow, or are you shooting your grappling hook?
An arrow to break the window.
Okay. So yeah, you do fire an arrow through the window on that end. Theo, you do hear the glass crashing on the very far end of the hallway where you're standing.
I'm guessing that's one of you? Alright. Then I'm just going to continue down.
And I'm just basically going to jump across the way.
Okay. Make an acrobatics for me.
Gotta open up the character sheet again.
You wanted to jump.
I know. 15.
15. Okay. Alright, yeah, you make it over there. You do get a running start for your jump, and you glide up to the window, and you're able to catch it and lip up the window without issue. Uros, are you going to follow him, or what are you going to do?
Let me see. I was thinking of following him, but they're both up on the upper floors now. Theo's making his way down.
You could attempt to make a double jump over to the window and attempt to catch it and follow Elias. Or if you want to, you can jump down to the first floor and begin a search down there.
That's actually what I was thinking I wanted to do, is just kind of get down off the roof and go start from the bottom and come up. Or at least look around down there, and maybe there's more downward then upward. So, just either way, look
Okay.
around down there.
All right. So, how are you going to make your way down to the building? Are you going to jump down to the parking lot, or are you going to
I'd like to
try to?
try and jump down to the parking lot, but I wanted to see if there's any things on the way, so just in case I can land on that instead. Maybe kind of make my way down a little carefully.
I just
Since
used
my
the
jump.
com. Do you want my grappling hook so you can rappel down?
I mean, if you don't mind, but you're already over in the other building, so
I'm gonna toss it to him,
that's gonna be funny. So,
and I'm using Dex because I'm trying to aim for him.
oh, he's trying to hit me now.
Yeah, but if you're making a throw, don't you have to use strength?
I
It
think it
really
would be
depends.
strength, wouldn't it? I mean, you're
Yeah,
throwing
I
it.
feel like if you're throwing, you have to make strength.
Okay, well,
and
actually,
he
I'll
has to
do
make-
this and counteract
Because
that.
dexterity would be, yeah,
I'm
aiming,
gonna
but
I'm just gonna aim it across the way and try to hit a pipe for it to grapple onto, and then just have it repel itself in.
you can do that. Okay, that's cool.
It has its own motor,
All right.
so it could pull itself up. So I'm gonna fire it across the way so it grapples onto the building and just turn on the engine and let it roll itself up.
Okay, so yeah, sure, Elias.
Alright,
If you don't mind, I'll get it back to you as soon as we meet back up. Let's see if I can get it over.
I'm literally just firing it across the way, so whatever
Yeah.
it is.
So you do fire it. It does land a little low. So Uros, you're gonna have to kind of reach down to grab it, but you'll be able to grab it and you pull it up without any issues.
Okay.
So he's
sweet.
holding on to it.
Yep.
I
So
have
now
it.
you have handed off the grappling hook.
I'm pretty much gonna press the button so it starts retracting itself and let it go, and so he can hold onto it and pull it up to him.
Yeah, so the motor pulls the hook back up, and it's just kind of sitting in the wall ready to be picked up.
Cool. So now I have a grappling hook to rappel down with.
Yep, so the hook is still on the wall, so you can just grab the
Yeah.
portion of it and hit the button and ride it down, or you can
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
reset it if you want to do that. Okay.
So I'll be kind of in the alleyway right there then.
Yep. So
That's
well, no,
actually
you're gonna
good.
be dropping down.
Yeah, like
yeah,
yeah,
like in
somewhere.
that
I
area,
meant
like
that.
right there.
Yeah, in the general.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in the
Gotcha.
middle like that, but yeah, just in the general.
Yep.
'Cause
All right. So
cool.
I won't have you roll for this since it's already
Oh.
attached to the wall. You ride it down just like a rope, like a fireman's pole. You just slide.
Woo! That scared the life out of me.
That's
Sorry, I
part
startled the
of it.
dog. I didn't know it was there.
Yep. So you do slide down the rope without any issue, and
Sweet.
now as you're looking in, you do see that there's glass doors, kind of into the entryway here for this building. There are some damaged vehicles around the parking lot here, and now you've seen I Am Legend, yeah?
Yeah.
So you know how New York kind of gets overtaken by like the forest and the foliage?
Oh yeah, overgrowth and just
Yeah, it's a lot like that. The cars that you see around here have like grass and like weeds growing in them. Like there's patchy grass all over the place in here. It's pretty much been overtaken by nature.
okay. And can I see through the glass doors and like in that vicinity just to look around to make sure nothing's moving or?
Make a perception check.
All right. Oops. Trying to get my screen back up. Oh, I hate it when I forget where it's at. Perception. Here it is. Ooh.
You can't see through the windows. It looks like they're kind of muddied up. You can sort of see like the light shining through, but all you're really getting is you just see like the floor, maybe like a few feet in front of the door.
Okay.
Can't get a good look inside.
I figured I'll walk up kind of sideways to it, not directly to it, and just see if I can get a little closer and see if I can see anything through the front door. A little better from there, maybe. I don't want to just
Okay.
walk in. They're not open, are they? They're just closed, like you said?
Yeah, the doors are closed, but as you approach, you do hear a little... It sounds like there's automatic doors trying to open, but they're not moving.
Okay, I'll let the other two know. Hey guys, I'm getting a weird sound down here. It sounds like something's
Uros
trying to
has
work.
never encountered automatic doors before.
Yeah,
No, he hasn't.
I'm like, I don't know what this sound is. It's
And
the same thing over and over.
DB just goes, "It's the doors. It's the doors. Like,
Oh,
it's fine. It's fine. Well,
I didn't know there was still power in it. So it's like, oh, okay. There's still power here to do this?
That tells me that this building we're looking for.
yeah." Paradox goes, "Yeah, that's a bit of a sign, isn't it?"
But that means there's a hidden generator.
So with that,
Oh
I
boy.
get if I kind of are these the sliding kind of glass doors, or do these swing open?
Make an intelligence check.
Oh boy, that
Because
never goes well.
you really haven't seen doors like these yet.
Intelligence. And my intelligence is not that great. Oh, it's right here.
9.
Yeah.
So you're not like complete unfamiliar with automatic doors. You've seen some in the last city. There are some buildings that do have some automatic doors, but not in the same way that these are made. So as you're looking at these doors here, you're not exactly sure how they open.
Okay, DB is. How do these things open?
DB is going to make a perception.
Figure, ask him.
13.
Ooh.
Okay. For DB, he does move in closer, and he starts to kind of scan the doorways a little bit here. And goes, "Oh, these doors are... Well, they open from the middle, but there's a lot of dirt and everything caked in between these doors here." And and DB kind of... He kind of looks up and down. He kind of floats down to the bottom, and it kind of floats back up and goes, "Let me try something."
Can we see his point of view through DB? Like in our heads-up display.
You know what? For that, I'm gonna say yes. You guys, at your leisure, you can pull up a video from each different ghost, so you can get some different perspectives.
Take a knife and cut through the center of the door.
I have my dagger.
Before you even say that, DB is going to take a shot at the door with his shell. So
I got a tough little ghost.
And he winds up, and he just cracks the center of the door, and you hear a little, like a thud, like he doesn't hit like metal. Like it sounds like he hit earth, and he gives a good thud, and dirt kind of shakes off the middle of the door there, and the doors kind of start to like shake a little. They're not completely coming out, but they're shaking off a lot of the dirt as he makes the hit. And he goes, "All right, one more." He goes for another hit. He hits the exact same spot, and it shakes off the remaining dirt. The doors, they're still kind of shaking. You hear that motor go. It's pulling. It's pulling. It's pulling. The door's open for you.
Nice work, little buddy.
And he kind of like gives that little motion like, "You betcha." And as you guys look in, make another perception for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because now the doors are open.
Too, as you guys are looking in.
Ghosts were made to open doors.
Especially
That's
mine.
Our character, by the way.
Okay, I was gonna say Paradox is gonna look at you a little funny. All right, so as you two are looking in, down the hallway, you're not seeing lights. It's just a dark hallway. There is some daylight that's coming through the windows on the first floor, just a little bit, and you're seeing that little bit of light on the floor, way further down as you look straight down into the building. It looks like from where you are, this is still kind of an office building. It's similar to what Theo was seeing up on the fifth or sixth floor. There's cubicles. There's a lot of computers, cubicles, papers just kind of strewn about. A lot of dust. Like, these computers, like, if you were to rub your finger across this thing, you would not just get like a cake of dust. It's like powder white snow. There is so much dust in here, like it's been untouched for maybe centuries.
Do I see any footprints then, or anything?
From where you're at, no. But if you make your way inside, there are other entrances that were into this building. So you approached one entrance into here. There are other ways in. But you're gonna have to make your way inside the building.
Okay, well,
because right now you and your ghost are standing outside the doorway looking in.
Okay, what's about the say 5 feet in the doorway? What's just inside the doorway there, just like right there?
Inside the doorway is pretty much just debris and papers. It looks like there might have been a rug at one point in here, but it's been just tattered and molded, and there's grass. Like, it's been sitting there for God knows how long, and it's starting to grow its own foliage.
And I don't hear anything?
With that perception, you don't hear anything from where you're at. Again, if you do make your way inside, there could still be more stuff, but from where you're currently positioned, that's all you see, and you're not hearing anything yet.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and proceed into the building.
Okay. Now, while this is happening, Elias and Theo, you guys are up on top there. What are you guys doing?
I'm just gonna make my way to the stairway and start walking downward. Because I know all the paperwork up here is most likely going to be bullshit.
Okay, so you're beelining straight to the first floor to meet up with Uros?
Not really beelining, still making my way stealthily.
Okay. I won't have you roll for a stealth for this one. Now, Theo, is there anything that you're doing?
I guess more or less just looking around the room, seeing if I could catch anything. Although, more likely it's all on the first floor, but might as well check.
Okay.
Just kind of just perceive the environment.
Sure. So make a perception check for me.
Mm-hmm.
8, okay. Now, my question for you is, as you're going down the stairs, do you kind of stop and like kind of peek in on the floor beneath you, or do you kind of like want to walk out onto that floor and kind of observe things that way? How are you viewing the floors beneath you? Is it like a quick just like peek inside, or do you go in there and kind of walk about?
Go in and walk about.
Okay. So then, in that case, you'll have advantage on that because, at least this way, you're going to get a more up-close look at everything. So as you're walking the floor, you're seeing a lot of these computers still. It's the same computers you're seeing above you, but these are on nicer desks on the floor beneath you. This looks like this may have been more for, like, a leadership position here, as these are wider desks, same computers. You're not, with that perception, you're not seeing anything that really stands out. Like it's pretty much the same thing you're seeing above you, but this just may have been like a separate floor structure for whoever may have been working on this particular floor. Nothing remarkable.
Hmm.
So as you exit this floor, do you do the same thing for the third floor and second floor, or do you not
Yeah,
care about those as you go down?
I do care. I do want to try and
Okay.
look.
All right, do one more perception check for me. Okay. You do the same thing with the remaining floors. Um, these papers, you try to grab some, trying to see if you can read it or translate anything off of it, but the papers have been here again for untold amount of time, and as you grab one of the papers, it literally just crumbles and just falls apart in your hand. So you're not able to discern any information from the papers. Make it one investigation check as you're looking over everything. Okay. So instead of grabbing the next set, you lean down trying to get a look and seeing what it says. The paper's covered in dust, so the words are rather hard to read. From the looks of the page that you're perceiving here, it looks like this may have been some kind of a financial document. There's a lot of numbers that you're seeing in here that don't seem to have anything that you can match it up to. So there's just a series of numbers here that could be some form of a financial document or something else here, but it's still fairly hard to identify.
Hmm.
Nova kind of starts to scan things over too. And I don't actually have that set up for him, so I'm just going to cheat a little, and I'm going to borrow Paradox for an investigation. Okay. So Nova starts scanning over anything that he can. He's looking around. Goes, his computers have been inactive for, if I'm guessing this right, well over 100 years.
Hmm. Uh, so then no activity. Oh, well, of course there's gonna be no activity.
Nova goes, let's check downstairs. I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot more in the basement.
All right. Yeah.
All right, so you guys are, as this is going on here, Uros, how do you proceed inside the building, and where would you like to go?
Well, let me see. Where
So
am I at right now in the building? I'm inside.
I'll kind of paint the picture here for you. So as you walk through the main entryway here, it is like I said, your standard office building. You're walking through the reception area right now. So there's the desk that's off to your right hand side. That was the reception desk here. There it looks like there was a sign hanging up on the back wall behind the reception desk, but that's been clearly ripped down as there's just chunks of the wall that's been kind of ripped off. You don't know if that's necessarily been due to time or what happened with that, but there's some damage to the wall there. But because of the way the dust is kind of settled on the desk here, that must have happened a very long time ago. And as you continue your way straight inward, you'll be looking around, and you do see that there is a central elevator shaft that's kind of in the left middle of the building. And entirely on this first floor, there's more cubicles.
Okay, is the elevator? Would I be able to see the elevator door is open or closed?
Make a perception for me.
All right.
Okay. Yep. So as you do approach the elevator shaft, you do see the doors are actually closed.
Okay. Would I see any kind of door for like a stairwell that would go down? Usually,
Yeah.
once nearby.
Opposite of where the um where the elevator is, there is a stairwell that is in front of it.
I would say, would I be coming out the stairwell on the first floor by now?
You guys are coming down right now. So as he's kind of coming up to the stairway and the elevator shaft, you guys are coming down that stairwell.
Is there anything going further down for the stairs?
Make a perception for me.
11. I mean, it would just be stairs.
Yeah. So you look down the stairwell. There's, as you kind of squint a little bit, there's a lot of papers and debris and looks like garbage at the bottom floor. You're kind of squinting. You can't quite see exactly what it is, but the more you kind of stick your head towards like the middle of the stairwell, the more you're starting to smell it.
Yeah.
It's not pretty.
Probably some homeless person was living in here and using the fucking stairwell as a shit container.
Paradox goes, from the looks of it, that might have been someone who fell down the shaft a long time ago.
How long ago, though?
And Paradox, he kind of he's looking down, and I'll actually, just for flavor, I'll have him do this too. Okay. He's looking straight down the stairwell and goes, "Oh yeah, that's a skeleton."
Oh, but we wouldn't be able to smell that anymore if it's been hundreds of years.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
It's what's around the skeleton that's causing the smell. And he turns back to you just slowly, like, yeah, it's not the skeleton causing the smell, it's what's around the skeleton that's causing the smell.
You want to talk about it, or are you just going to keep hinting at it?
Do you want to go look at it, or do you want to keep smelling it?
How about you tell me?
Do you want to go look at it, or do you want to keep smelling it?
How about you tell me, because you apparently know what it is.
I'll go look at it. I'll go look at it.
You get to talk about it. You're my guy.
I'm not. He just makes his way down the stairs.
Da da da.
I'm just half tempted to drop a piece of fire down there.
Anyway. So, Paradox will make his way down to the first floor, and he starts kind of peeking through the little window that's in the doorway, and he does or else you do see Paradox peeking through the window.
Do you see anything?
He goes, just a lot of debris and damage. We haven't found anything yet. But then he kind of turns and goes, and Paradox motions, but that might be promising. And he motions to the elevator.
Let's see if we can open this thing up. Or try the button.
Alright. And Theo, as you're making your way down here too, you can't smell anything. So as they're talking about this smell, you don't know what they're talking about. You can't smell anything. I don't know if he's back or if he's dealing with the doggos. Okay. All right. But the three of you do meet up now on the first floor, and you're standing in front of the elevator shaft.
Well, I mean,
who's gonna crack her open?
I mean, do we at least want to see the buttons work?
Might as well. There were.
Press a button.
Just see if it'll open door. Press button.
Well, okay. Hold on. Before we press a button, I gotta think.
You already pushed it.
No.
Too late. He pressed it.
I'm gonna start walking up the stairs.
Well, wait. Okay, so are you pushing the button and then walking
No,
upstairs?
because y'all didn't think about it. This is
Everyone
a
pushing the
secretive
button.
company that has a secret basement that is not supposed to be on public records. There's gonna be a code in the elevator to go down further.
Maybe. Maybe the code's down there.
Y'all didn't think about that, did y'all?
I don't know. I haven't even encountered these funny doors, okay?
No, you've encountered an elevator before.
Yeah, an elevator, but never had it operate.
I mean, I only tossed a suggestion. I didn't act.
Fine, I'm pressing the button.
I smack his fucking hand away from it.
Alright!
Taking my sword and wedging it in between the doors, and I asked Theo, "Mind give me a hand to forcibly opening this fucking door?"
And I'm back there.
Sure. Cracking things
Clapping.
open is my specialty.
All right, so both of you make a strength check for me.
15.
15.
Okay. You guys, so you wedge your sword in there so you guys can kind of get some handholds onto each side of the door, and you both respectively pull each side, and you successfully open the elevator shaft. So as you're looking in, all of you make perceptions for me.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, come on.
17.
9.
14. Okay.
Some dust got in my eye.
Yeah, when you open the doors, it did actually kind of kick up like a cloud of dust into your face. So as it kind of makes your eyes water as you're looking down. You don't see the cables for the elevator right in front of you. So as you guys look up, the elevator car appears to be, from your perception, possibly the 4th or 5th floor. But as you look down, it looks like it goes down for another 3 floors.
Well, there is a basement.
Yep.
Three floors of a basement.
I'm going to take my grappling hook and shoot the bottom of the elevator.
You mean the one I still have and I haven't given back to you yet?
I'm.
I hand it to you.
Snatch it from his hand.
No, I hand it to you because I'm like, I need to give it back to you anyway. So, it's like, here.
I'll take it and shoot it at the bottom of the elevator.
Okay. So you shoot it to the bottom of the elevator, and you do now have a solid rope that you can slide down to the bottom of the shaft.
I'm basically just gonna go down and try the first floor. Like the floor that's right below us, and slowly try to wedge it open.
Okay. Is anyone going to go down to the first floor with him, or are you going to check out other floors?
I'll go to the 2nd floor and see if the
Yes.
door may be open, or if we can wedge that one open too.
Okay.
Then I guess I'm taking my bird.
Okay. All right. So we're going to split up, and each one's going to take a floor then. All right. First off, make strength checks to open each floor's elevator shaft door.
Yeah, no.
15.
Oh, I can't see mine because it's off screen.
Okay. So Elias
Wait,
and Uros.
Hold on. Actually, where is it?
If I need to come back up and have...
I am proficient in electronic tools. I want to try to hotwire the door open.
Okay.
Because I'm on a side where you normally wouldn't be, so I'd have access to the mechanical workings of it.
Okay. What are we rolling for that? Because I'm not sure.
That right there, electronics toolkit,
Okay.
and that's 25.
Okay. So you pop open the panel. What? Well, we'll say this. So you first attempt to pull open the doors. You clearly see that's not going to work for you, so you rip open the panel next to it, and you start monkeying with the wires. And you're shaving some of the wires off. You're rigging it. There's a little bit of a spark. You get the doors open.
Before that happens, I look down and call over the radio. Do y'all need me to open the doors for y'all? Because I just realized a smarter way to open it.
So before that even goes off, you hear the Theo just pulls his doors open and just rips it right on.
I'm good.
Okay. I just look down at Uros, looking at him.
Yeah, it would be good.
And
I mean,
yeah, Uros, like you.
Yeah,
you're,
I don't.
You're like, you're pulling. You're like, I almost got it. You
Nope.
just hear Theo above you. I'm fine.
I come down all the way with the fucking grappling hook, and I'm gonna do it again.
Nice work.
All right, so you'll move up to the second floor then to assist.
No, I'd be going down because I got the one below the first basement level.
So it would be the
And they got the two
one
below.
below.
Right, so you're B3,
-3.
Elias is Uros is B2, Theo's B1.
Yeah. So I'm
Right.
coming down.
No, well, technically you're going up.
Is it B1, B2?
No,
I'm
thinking-
confused.
the first
the
one
way-
below the first floor.
The way
Like,
it's happening
main
is
one.
I'm in the middle. so
Blue
okay.
is B1. Matrix is B2. I'm B3. I'm all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, like take the building.
Okay,
levels
you're
and
doing it
invert
the opposite way. Okay.
Yeah, it would just
So
go
I'm coming
negative
down.
number kind of thing.
Okay.
So
Alright,
I'm coming
so yeah.
down there.
Whatever works,
Gotcha,
right?
gotcha. All right, so you come down and you do assist Uros with the door. You pull the same trick. You rip off the side panel there. You're monkeying with the wires. You're shaving a few of them off, putting things together. You get the spark, and the doors kind of partially open. They open about halfway. It's just enough for you to squeeze through there fairly comfortably.
And I'm gonna go back up to my floor.
All right. So it was Theo. You're on the bottom, yeah.
Yep, I'm on bottom.
Okay. So as you rip open your doors, you kick up a lot of dust with that initial, just pulling the doors open. It is pitch black on this floor. There is no emergency lights that are currently on. Nova will pop on his flashlight so you can look down there, so you're able to look down about 30 feet.
I mean, it's not much of a problem for me.
Nope, not a problem for you at all, because you also have dark vision anyway, but just out of just instinct, Nova just pops on a flashlight just to assist with visual.
Yeah.
So you guys do begin your search. Uros, on second floor, same thing here. It's pitch black as you're looking down the hallways here. There's no emergency lights. It's just a cloud of dust in the air. You can even sort of smell the dust too. It's very musky.
It's a musky husky.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I see? Oh, yeah,
And
it's so
this'll be
dark.
I was just gonna say this is gonna be with advantage because DB is also
Oh.
gonna be giving flashlight support as well.
Forgot about the light from here.
Yeah, so
Yep.
16.
So-
Sweet.
Yep, he's gonna give you
Okay,
flashlight
cool.
support. So you guys, as you make your way into the floor here, this looks much different than the floors above you. Here, this looks like a server room that you're walking into. There's a lot of server towers that are stacked up, kind of in like a square pattern across this floor. As you're looking straight down this hallway here, it's maybe 200 feet just straight down this hallway, and to your left and to your right are server towers.
Are they operating?
There are some lights that are on. It's hard to tell if they're fully operational. They seem to be running, but you don't know at what capacity.
Okay.
There is a hum, just this low hum from fans as you're walking in. Elias,
that got me
as you're walking into your floor, again, similar situation, no emergency lights. You're walking in, and there's 3 desks that are kind of positioned in almost like a triangle, kind of in the center of this room. This may have been some sort of a meeting room. And this is directly in front of you. Now, if you look to your left and to your right, it fades out into darkness, so you can't exactly see what's at the end of the room here for you. But right in front of you, as you exit out the elevator, this is where you see this large table in a large meeting room.
So I'm gonna do something that I'm gonna pull something out that I haven't used in a while.
Okay.
I'm gonna set by the elevator door the fallen tripwire that I had, because remember I took that back in Chicago.
Oh crap!
Right. So where are you putting this exactly?
Basically, if somebody comes through the door, it's gonna set it off.
Okay, but
of the elevator.
Okay, the elevator shaft.
Basically on the inside of it, like as if you're trying to step onto the elevator.
Okay.
That way, it's kind of unavoidable to get through.
Okay. And Paradox does radio to the other 2 here. Hey, be careful if you come to this floor. We're setting a trap.
Copy.
Gotta remember, we're racing somebody here.
Roger that.
And I'm also gonna try to find the light switch, because I know that there's power to the building.
Okay. So as you begin your search for lighting, we'll go back down to the 3rd floor with Theo. Theo, as you're walking through here, it's a long hallway. It's concrete walls to your left and to your right. And you do, as you look into the distance, you do see that there is kind of a doorway that's off to the left. And as you approach it, make another perception for me.
17.
17, okay. This door, it has a turn knob handle to it, which is a bit unusual considering the rest of the doors that you've seen up until now have all just been automatics. But as you go to turn this knob, it's pretty much loose. Like it almost falls off the door as you turn it. And the door just opens up. Nova is at like right over your shoulder, projecting the flashlight into the room. And as you look into the room here, there's something seems to be disturbed. The dust that you normally see that's kind of settled on the desks throughout pretty much this entire facility, this seems to have been almost like a gust of wind kind of came through it and just kind of moved the dust. But you don't see any tracks, you don't see anything on the ground, but it looks like just a gust of wind kind of came in here and just poofed all the dust. Do you make your way further in?
I'm probably gonna announce that I found an unusual door with practically no dust inside the room. So I'm gonna check it out. If something goes bad, you'll at least know where I am.
Alright.
And Nova will activate He goes, we're gonna do this too, and he pops on little transceivers, and in each of your guys' HUDs, you're now able to see a little mini map of the building that you're in, and you can see where each one of you are in the position on the mini map.
I take it it's not fully complete. It'll add more as we go on.
Exactly. Yep. As your ghosts do observe more of the building, they're able to put together a more complete map.
All right. I'll go
All
ahead and
right.
enter the room.
Okay. So as you're doing this, Uros, you do hear, and I believe that this is above you, no, below you. You're hearing Theo below you. The door that he just opened is actually almost at your feet. But as you're looking around, it's just server farms.
There no.
As you're moving into more of the center of the room, you're hearing more of the humming. It's not necessarily in one direction, but as you kind of move into the center of the room, it kind of seems to be coming from all around you. It's a low, like, it's a low hum. That's it. You can't quite tell what exactly, if it's coming from a specific server or if it's something that's in the room. It's present.
Since we're seeing everybody's POVs, I'm gonna ask DB, do you mind start copying things off those servers?
And DB goes, well, we need to find an access point, and that's kind of what I'm looking for right now, as he's kind of floating about.
No, I don't see any other doors or anything. It's just all servers.
Make one more perception for me. 11. So for you in particular, you're really just seeing just darkness and the little green lights coming from some of the server farms. Not all of them seem to be active. Like, as you look, like, the lights are not on in the same positions as the other towers. So from your perspective, as you're looking at this, they could be on, they could be idle and just like in a low power state. It's impossible for you to know without viewing the access point. And with that note, DB is going to search for said access point.
I was gonna say
him. Yep, I'm on top of it.
Oh no, I was gonna say, can I ask him what kind of port or whatever he's looking for to help him with it? Although I don't think he needs it.
Any kind of a terminal, really, like anything that we can find. Yeah. So he had the jackpot on that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So DB, he peeks his head up, kind of floats up above where the server farms are, looks around, and goes over there, and you just see him kind of float off to your right.
I just follow him. See where.
Okay. All right. So you do follow him, and that there is kind of a large looking desk that does have a lot of buttons on it. A few of them have little white lights on them. A lot of them seem to be either red or not even lit. There's about 7 white lights and 23 red lights.
And I probably can't read any of the description of what there might be.
There's not words on this control panel. As you're looking at this, it's numbers and digital buttons. Like it's a touch screen kind of. Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not like a mechanical keyboard. It's more like a touch screen kind of a keyboard.
Am I on the light switch by chance?
Yep. So, because I'm splitting this up between the three of you, so this is all happening simultaneously.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, as you're doing this, as Uros is approaching the panel and viewing this, you do manage to find the lights, and it's basically it's like a big circuit breaker that you found kind of in the back of the room.
Mm-hmm.
You observe the circuit breaker from the looks of it, it's drawing power from something here, but it's not generating enough power to fully restore the building. So you're able to kind of select from the different switches on the circuit breaker which lights you wish to turn on. And you are able to, looking at this breaker, you are able to see it broken down into different floors, B3, B2, B1, and you do see a lighting switch and an alt switch.
I'm just going to do the ones for R4s and shut off the power for the top floors.
Okay, so you kill the breaker for everything above your floors, and then you turn on the lighting for your 3 floors. Do you hit the alt switch at all for either of your floors?
I'm going to hit it for mine and see what happens. Wait, it says ALT, right?
ALT, yep.
I'm going to hit it for just my 4.
Okay, so you flip the switches for your lights. As you flip the switch to the alt button, there are red lights that do pop up on your floor. This isn't like emergency lighting. This appears to be some sort of alarm, but you're not hearing any like audible alarm. It's just it's a red light that's just kind of starting to blink.
I'm gonna turn that back off.
Okay, so you flip the alt switch there, and the red lights all shut off.
Okay.
Paradox goes, might have been what was left of the security system.
Could be, but could also be a way to see hidden things.
Possibly. Alright, so as this is happening, Theo and Uros, the lights do pop on for yours, and you are able to recognize that this is happening because of what's happening above as you're seeing this in your HUD. So you're able to recognize that power is now restored and lights are starting to turn on. Theo, in the room you're standing in, as the lights come on, this looks like a private office, and the desk that is kind of sitting in somewhat at the back of the room here, this desk has been shifted. You can see the scratch marks on the floor. It's not necessarily the dust that is giving it away. It's the scratch marks across the floor. As you can see, this desk has been pulled in a 45-degree angle to the right, and it's been slid back into position.
Okay, I'll go ahead and... I guess I can go ahead and move it to its before position.
Well, it's currently in its original position, but you can see where the desk was turned when it was like pulled. So you're pulling it out?
Yeah, I'm gonna copy the scratch marks.
Okay, make a strength check.
Strength check. 17.
Okay. So you grab the one corner of the table and you slide it in the same way that you're seeing the scratch marks on here, and as you're pulling that back, you're seeing that there's a hidden trap door that's underneath the desk.
It seems I'm gonna radio. It seems I found a trap door. Should I proceed?
Might want to explore the rest of the floor first before you continue.
Alright.
Then
Nova chimes in. Yeah, let's investigate the rest of the floor, and then we'll all meet up and check down here.
Alright. Considering
Sorry.
You're good. Considering this was an office, I'm guessing the desk had some drawer.
It did have drawers. Do you wish to attempt to open them?
Sure.
All right.
See if they
Make
are
another
open.
strength check for me.
All right. 10.
Okay. So you go to pull the first drawer, and it seems to be locked. You pull on it, and you kind of pull the door like a few inches, like.
jammed or locked?
Nova goes in for a closer inspection. And I'm borrowing Paradox for this again. Okay. So he looks a little closer at it, and he's examining and goes, well, that's a mechanical lock. It's gonna need some kind of a key to open it. Unless we want to try and just muscle our way through it.
Saying this on the hood, I have a toolkit that I can use to open it. So don't break it, because you might damage whatever in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be down there sooner than later.
All right. Well, for brevity's sake, that's pretty much what you'll find there. Uros, back up at the server farm here. As the lights begin to pop on, you kind of see them sort of pop on in the sequence. They're just they're slowly kind of coming on your floor. And as this is happening, of those 23 red lights that you see on there, 6 of them change from red to white. And in addition to that, those 6 lights do begin blinking.
Hey DB, what does the flashing lights on this thing mean?
DB is examining the console as this is happening. And he says, on the looks of it, some of these might be getting power back to them. The ones that are blinking, and he goes back, he's scanning over the console. They seem to be powering back up, but some of them are not returning to function. We'll find out in a minute here what we're able to get. In the meantime, and he kind of like settles himself on the console. Goes, I'll begin accessing the servers and see what I can find.
Okay, is there anything I can do?
Just keep an eye out for me.
Okay.
And he kind of just he adjusts himself a little bit and just kind of settles in, and he sits there and he begins sifting through the files. As this is going on, he's looking through everything. Because a lot of the data in here is heavily corrupted. I'll see what I can pull out here, though. It'll take me a little bit, though.
During that time, I don't. Well, if servers are booting up or trying to, would there be a little more noise?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and you won't even need to roll perception for this. So as those lights were coming on, you're hearing the little pops of the lights coming on there. You do hear like the hum did kind of pick up a little bit more. Just it goes from like that lower hum, just a little bit of a higher one, just like just up a few decibels.
And with the lights on, there's not really much of a change to the room or anything. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
What you immediately notice is there's no dust in this room whatsoever. It is clean. And that's kind of puzzling to you, because if you think about the rest of the facility that you've looked at, like it's been this old for this long, but you look in here, yes, these servers are not completely functional, but this room is clean as a whistle.
Too clean.
DB's kind of he's just sitting there looking like, what do you mean too clean?
Just seems too clean for the rest of the building.
And you're hearing like low computer noises as DB is accessing the files here, and goes, these servers may have been activated a little sooner than 100 years ago.
Well, yeah, they were kind of humming when we got here, so.
Right, but from the looks of this, that might have just been an idle state, but they were reactivated and then shut down and put into this idle state.
Do you see any information in there that might tell us that?
Still accessing the files. Not finding anything that's really giving me any details just yet. I'll hopefully know here more soon. While this is going on, Elias, do you make your way down to the first floor?
You mean the floor that I'm already on?
Well, I mean the floor where Theo
The
found the
third.
trap door.
Well,
Yeah,
I
the
was going
third.
to continue searching my floor real quick and seeing if there was anything hidden. Like, specifically the desks.
I mean,
That's
do
a meeting
you want to examine any of the desks?
Yeah, because there's more than just that on that floor, so there's going to be other
Okay.
things.
All right, make an investigation for me.
20.
20. Okay. So the desks that you're looking at, that's more of a conference room that you're looking at that's straight ahead of you. So if you look off to your left there are some other desks there. There's some couple of drawers behind the desks. And with that investigation, you start pulling stuff out there. It looks like and this is a bit new to you, but you do pull out. There's a couple of thumb drives in this desk. And Paradox looks, and he's looking over your shoulder as this is happening and goes, "Oh, these are ancient data drives."
I'm going to take these with me. Because I have a feeling we don't have the way to access these right now at the moment, do we?
Paradox goes, "Yeah, you can't plug that into me."
Come on, where's the plugin?
And he kind of recoils back. You stay away
Awkward.
from Uros.
After collecting those and going through the other doors, I'm just going to continue on.
Okay.
So
Just make note that you did find 3 thumb drives.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, gotta open my notes.
Yep. All right. So, and for brevity's sake, as you continue to search the different desks in here, you don't find anything else that's really remarkable. Those drives were in the one desk that was next to the meeting room. So that might have been the reception desk for whatever this meeting room was.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, pretty much inside here is just empty desks strewn about papers and tossed chairs.
Any other rooms?
As you look around, they're kind of like smaller conference rooms. As you look into some of these rooms in here, you peek in. There's a large central table in the middle, and then chairs kind of surrounding it. Some of them are in a square, like a rectangle. Some of them are in a circle. But this looks like it was just more like a large meeting room for this entire floor. There were separate smaller meeting rooms surrounding it.
Does it look like there's anything in those smaller meeting rooms by chance?
Make a perception for me.
19.
Piles of papers. Like I said, like some busted, thrown about chairs. It kind of reminds you a little bit of the first building you encountered here, where it seems like it was a bit ransacked.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing that really stands out to you in particular. It just looks like whoever was in here, like they left in a hurry, and they just tossed whatever's in their hands as they were running.
All right.
Paradox kind of observes everything in here too, and he doesn't see anything differently from you. But as he's looking about, and goes, "There's something off about this."
Yeah, it's creepy as fuck.
No. Like, think about it. This room seems to be ransacked. The second floor is completely clean, and Theo's got a trap door on his floor.
maybe it's an escape way under that way, that because maybe they didn't come up and out. Maybe they went down and out of another tunnel.
Maybe there is more to this facility than just these offices. And Paradox kind of starts making his way back over to the elevator shaft.
I'm going to actually, before I leave, go back over to the panel and shut off the lights for the first, second, and third floor. Just the lights, though.
Okay. So you go back to the control panel and you do kill the lights for them. So as you do that, Uros, when the lights do go out, all the lights on the ceiling, they all shut off simultaneously. Just they all shut off. The blinking lights that you saw on the control panel, they go dark.
Lights out, I guess.
I'm basically just going to head back to the elevator and shut the door.
Okay. So while you're doing this, DB is continuing to access the files, and he goes, well, those servers were dead anyway as the power goes out. He goes, I couldn't get anything out of those anyway. As far as what else is in here, there's a lot of information in here. And he's calculating everything, and you're hearing little computer noises as he's doing this, Uros. He goes, God, I almost got a terabyte of data in here. It's over a few terabytes here and counting. As you're seeing like kind of like his eye is kind of like kind of shaking back and forth, like he's kind of speed reading a little bit. And he just says, I'm downloading everything I can. It might all be corrupted data, but we might still be able to pull something together here if we get the right experts on it.
Alright, well, at least we have this much so far. Let's head back to the elevator since there's nothing else really in here.
Because I need a few more minutes to finish downloading here. And he goes, do you mind waiting here?
Yeah, I can wait here. I don't want to leave you alone in here.
Yeah, I don't want to be alone in here either. This place is creepy.
I just keep sharp eye. Just keep looking around to make sure.
Here, it's quiet and this place is clean, and compared to the others, like, I don't know. I think Paradox is right. Something is really, really off about this.
Well, the other thing is what if that's the doorway in down below us? Because if the elevator wasn't open and it wasn't operating.
Yeah, you might be right. And he continues to download. Theo, while you're kind of walking about, make a perception for me as you kind of observe the rest of the floor.
Alrighty.
13. Okay, so you leave the room where you found the trapdoor, and you start to kind of just walk about the rest of the floor to see if there's anything that stands out to you. You do find that there's a couple of rooms that have some closed doors that appear to be locked. You don't try to push too hardly on it. You just check to see if the doors are latched at all, and you just gently push to see if they'll open. A few of them do not. There's a number of filing cabinets as you're kind of looking through here. There's a couple of them. Do you want to open any of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's going to be 4 file cabinets in front of you. One of them has a busted door on its very bottom, on the bottom drawer. It's dented and looks like it was kicked pretty hard by something. There's papers torn and strewn about from that particular cabinet. So of the 4, which one do you want to attempt to open?
Let's open up the third one.
All right, what's behind box number 3? You attempt to open the filing cabinet. The drawer up at the top opens with ease, and you do see that there is a stack of papers inside the cabinet here, and they do look relatively undisturbed.
Let's see what information we can get from these.
Nova dives like right in and goes, all right, and he starts to scan the papers as he looks everything over. He begins his scan, and as he does this, he is beginning to translate this as well, because he does happen to know English here as well. And he starts reading off a series of serial numbers. DX811379, DX833214. And he's kind of looking everything over as he reads these aloud. He goes, these are prototypes for device. And he's scanning more of the papers. DX99841. Codename Genesis Wave. And Nova kind of turns to you. Genesis Wave. Isn't that what these guys are looking for?
I believe so. Look over that one a bit more.
And Nova radios to you guys. Guys, we may have something important here.
I'm collecting my trap, and then I'm coming down and closing the doors. I'm going to go up to the first floor and close the outside and inside doors.
As soon as DB is done here, we'll head down.
All right. So DB will collect the data. Again, he isn't able to translate much of it, and a lot of it's encrypted, and a good portion of it's even corrupted. And so it's going to take some time to decrypt whatever data this is. So as you guys meet up together with Theo,
I'm gonna send my fucking Paradox down to help fucking Diving Bell to help him decrypt.
For Brett, just above game, you guys gonna need to decrypt that back at home, because this is gonna be above your guys' station to decrypt in this short of time.
Okay.
So yeah, it's something to take back.
Yay!
All right. So you do have a total of, and this is gonna be interesting, a total of 24 terabytes of data.
Woo!
You have no idea what's on it. And again, it's encrypted and corrupted, so don't know what's all in there. A lot of it could be garbage. But unless you have it. So as you guys do meet up, you do happen to see this trapdoor, and now as you do enter this room in here, do you pop open the hatch?
I'm gonna inspect it and see if it's trapped.
Okay, make an investigation. 18. You do not see any noticeable traps surrounding the door.
Oh, actually, before we go down, I'm gonna open up that drawer that Theo was trying to get into.
Okay.
Because I completely forgot about that until just now.
I kind of did too. Okay, so we're gonna kind of retcon a little bit. What are you rolling for a lockpick for this?
It's basically the same toolkit, but it's just a toolkit, basically.
Right, but would you just roll like a standard d20 for that, or
I'm just gonna roll.
since you're not proficient?
I mean, it would still be kind of proficient because it's just a toolkit in general.
All right, roll for it. Okay. You're able to get the lock without any issues there. And as you open it up, you do see what is gonna be for this time. Looks like a cell phone or some kind of a PDA device.
I'm gonna hand that over to Theo. It was your drawer. You're the one that carries it.
All right. See if
Okay.
I can, if it has power at least.
So you hit the power button and nothing happens.
I was gonna say, if it's been sitting in this drawer for that long, it's gonna be.
Dead battery. Oh well.
Yep. All right, so we'll say that kind of already happened here. So now we're back down here at the trap door. Now, do you want to go ahead and open it up, or what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and try to open it and see what happens.
Okay. So you get your hands underneath the latch, and it just comes up fairly easily, but it seems like it might have been like almost like sealed. Like you're able to pull it, but it was kind of like that, like when you're opening a door on a windy day and it's kind of like you kind of feel like there was almost like a pull, like some air that kind of went with it.
Like it was a vacuum seal.
Kind of, yeah. And as you look straight down into it, there is a ladder that goes down about 10 feet, and there is a walkway.
I'm just gonna drop down, like slide down the ladder.
Okay. So you slide down, and it's a long, narrow hallway.
I'm just gonna lead with the Lalak.
Okay. So you're walking forward. Paradox is over your shoulder, projecting light out in front of you.
I tell them to close the hatch behind us to reseal it.
Okay. So both of you do follow him down, yeah?
I will, yes.
Yeah, I'll follow right after, and I'll close the hatch.
Okay. All right. So everyone goes down into the hatch, and you close it behind you. So you're walking in this hallway, and as you start kind of walking, it turns to the left, it turns back to the right, and as you come to the end of this section here, there's some stairways that start to wind down. And as you kind of look down this stairway, this is where the other one was more of a roundish kind of a stairway. This is square. This is like it's 6 steps, turns 90 degrees. Another 6 steps, turns 90 degrees again, and like it does this down for what looks to be, and you can't actually see the bottom because this is longer than 30 feet. You can't exactly see how far down it goes, but you're able to see at least 3 floors beneath you of stairway.
I'm gonna take a bullet casing and just drop it down the hole.
Okay. So from where you're at, you pull out a casing and you just kind of flick it down into the stairway and you wait for it.
Nothing.
And after about 5 seconds, it doesn't hit concrete. You could hear it drop.
Like we could audibly hear it hit something, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it hit something down there, but it was not concrete and did not make like that ting noise that you would hear like with metal. And Paradox kind of leans over your shoulder a little bit as he's looking down, goes, "This is really unusual."
I mean, this is designed a weapon to destroy a planet and then re-terraform it. Is there anything normal about it?
Yeah, I've just never seen anyone who's gone to such great lengths for all this. Like, our knowledge of the Golden Age is severely limited, and as I'm looking at this now, and just there's more questions than answers here.
Think of Clovis Bray and the stuff that he did. He made the Exos. You gotta think. He has hidden shit, so why wouldn't other companies?
Yeah,
And I'm
Clovis
talking to
Bray.
Paradox as we're walking down.
Yeah, and he's having this conversation with you too. Yeah, Clovis Bray has got his fair share of skeletons, no doubt about that, but I guess seeing it firsthand is really more jarring than I could have imagined.
Imagine how it is for the Exos.
Can't imagine how they must feel.
Yes.
And Theo, while this is happening, you're just standing there.
No, we're going down the stairs, so...
Yeah, but this conversation is happening within his earshot.
Yes.
Yeah, we're kind of following.
I would assume that Exos have many problems.
I did not catch
Nova's kind of looking at you like he's you can't really see like body language with Ghost, but you kind of you can see in Nova he seems a bit nervous, like, please don't get mad, please don't get mad, please don't get mad.
Anywho, would you like me to take point just in case?
I'm already down here.
Well, when we get down to the bottom.
I mean, I'm also the stealthiest of the group, so
And I'm the shield.
Sure. Is it wide enough for both of us to walk past?
If you get down to the bottom, possibly, but this stairway is rather narrow for guys of both your sizes to squeeze through.
I'd say let me lead. The reason being is because there could be electronic traps ahead as a warning system. And we kind of don't want to set those off and lock down the facility and make this even worse.
Alright, I'll stay behind you, but close.
No, we're...
Okay, well, so the way I'm understanding the walking order here, it's Vija's up front, Theo's in the middle, and Uros is in the back.
I like how you referred to
I'm
Elias
back.
as advisor.
Sorry. Too many names. Fuck you. Too many names.
I just go with it.
Okay, but that's the walking order here, correct?
Yeah, I'm at the back.
Okay. Alright, so Elias, as you make your way to the bottom of the stairs here, you do see where the casing fell as you kind of look into the center, and there's dirt on the ground.
What the fuck is there dirt? I'm not even gonna ask questions. I'm just gonna continue down the hall.
Yeah, so as you make your way to the end of the stairway here and you go through the doorway, you make your way out to a fairly large, what almost looks to be like an aircraft hangar bay. It is a long, massive room that is pretty much empty. There's some, from your... Well, actually make a perception for me. Natural 20. Okay. So from where you're standing, you do see that there are some steel boxes that are kind of stacked up along the far edges of the room. They're not really like stacked uniformly. They're kind of a bit scattered, but they're grouped up in a few particular spots, just about the room. And in the center of the room, it's just empty.
I'm gonna let them come through the doorway and then set up that fallen tripwire right above the door, aiming downward,
Okay. So
and
you're
then just shut the door.
you're covering the stairway with the
Yeah.
trap. Okay. All right. So as you guys do enter into this room, you're on a catwalk that's kind of along the edges of this room. To your right, if you continue walking along this catwalk here, there appears to be a bit of a command room or some kind of a control room that's off to the right there. The door's closed. There's no lights visibly on inside it, but you can see inside the room a little bit because there's glass panes that are looking out into the facility. If you look along the left side of the wall there, you don't see any other doors or anything. It just the catwalk seems to extend all the way to each side of the room, and then there are ladders that go down that take you down to the bottom of the room.
Alright.
And Nova looks over to Theo and goes, "This is an aircraft facility in the middle of an underground base. There's so many questions."
It also raises the question: how the hell did they get the aircraft out of here?
I have a
Even
few
more
guesses.
question is, what were they building in here? Maybe it wasn't an aircraft at all. Maybe it was something else.
Could be.
Something more grand.
So where do you guys want to go? Do you want to make your way down to the bottom floor, or do you want to make your way to the control room?
Control room for me.
Okay, does everyone want to go with, or do you want to?
I'm gonna go down.
You're going down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll go to the command room as well.
Okay, so you'll follow visors of the command room, and Uros will break off and check the bottom floor. All right. So we'll start. You guys going to the command room. As you approach the door, there's no automatic door that's moving here. The door seems to be almost locked. How do you want to open it?
Guess what? Electronics key lock, or the toolkit.
Okay.
23.
Excuse me.
All right,
Ooh, that
so
killed some.
you pop open the key panel that's next to the door. You try to do the same thing with the wiring here, but you're noticing this one doesn't seem to have power.
Can I try to use some of my light ability and push some energy into it?
Okay.
Because I am in dark subclass.
Yep. So let's see if you don't fry the system. Okay,
Actually,
so
Paradox, get over here. You're a fucking battery.
Paradox is over your shoulder. Goes, I am not a battery.
Ghosts were made to open doors.
I'll open
I
the
do
door.
say that.
And you see him kind of like get in front of you, and he's beaming his light into the electronic lock, and he's hits it with a couple of beams, and the door it opens about halfway.
I'm just gonna squeeze around it.
Okay, yeah, you would be small enough to fit into this.
would be
Theo, if you want to try to, your back's a little too big to squeeze through this, but if you want to try and sideways through the doorway, or you can
Yeah.
push the doorway fully open.
I guess kind of go sideways.
Okay.
just in case.
Okay.
Hey, that was my antique.
Trying to think. All right. I won't actually have you roll for this one. So you turn sideways and you attempt to to get into the door. But as you actually get about like midway where your chest plate is at, the door actually kind of gets stuck.
Oh.
Like it actually kind of lips with like the end of your chest piece. So like you can force your way through, but you might end up bending your armor a little bit.
I just pull out the sword and go, you want to fulcrum it and try to push the door a little bit further?
Nova just chimes in, you can just punch the door open.
Either one works.
Punch.
Punch.
Just like subtle, like angry, like punch.
Strength.
I like
check.
It reminds me of Noble.
Boom.
All right. So you don't give it your all. You're just kind of like pop, and you knock it a little loose, and it opens just a touch more, and it's just enough for you to get through.
Go get in.
All right. So while you guys are opening up, Uros, you drop down into the first floor, and you're seeing the crates. A few of them do look like they've been opened up. The doors are pretty much just like wide open on some of these crates. You can't see anything inside. There appear to have been like pallets, like wooden pallets, but they've been just worn and just given away to time. I feel like if you stepped on them, they'd probably just crumble under your feet.
Okay.
It's just a lot of debris down here. Not really anything overly remarkable. Make a perception for me while you're down here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd like to take a look.
Okay.
Well, it's dark too, and I have DB doing the
because there's
lighting.
no lights on down here, and you're limited to your flashlight. Nothing remarkable. You're looking around. It's just these crates don't seem to have any visual markings that at least that you can point out. There might be, because you can't read the English here, but there appear to be some serial numbers on the side of them, but you can't quite read what they say. And they're also quite faded out as well, so they're incredibly difficult to read.
Okay. So
you might be able to see the outline of lettering, but it's pretty hard to even read that. Now, as you get going back to Elias and Theos in the control room, as you enter into the room, you're looking over the panel here. There are several, I mean, actually not several, there are hundreds of buttons across this panel here. There's about 5 monitors. They're all black. There's no power to this console at the moment here, but there are a large number of buttons here that could have been tied to some kind of a control within this facility, like not necessarily like a power core or anything, but like there seems to be something here that links almost everything in this facility down to this particular console. There's so much happening on here that it seems to be way more than your typical kind of like a building facility you would expect to see for like an aircraft that would house this sort of thing. There's way too much happening here.
Basically, I'm just gonna look around and see if there's a button that indicates it might give power.
No, I'll aid with that.
Okay, both of you make investigations for me.
21.
Okay.
17.
All right, so you guys both spot it. As you look to the back left of the control room here, you do see that there is there's a couple of switch boxes. They're all currently in the off position. But there are 2 red lights on both of the breakers that you're looking at.
Might as well turn it on.
Yep.
Do you just flip any switch, or do you look into what each
Well,
switch might say?
I'm gonna look at what they say, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's why I asked, because I don't know what you're hitting. All right.
Specifically,
Perception.
I'm gonna look for the command room one night.
Okay. So you're looking for like a CMD or like something that kind of indicates like this will be like the power to this particular room.
Yeah.
You do manage to find 3 switches. They're all kind of grouped together into one. So when you flip this, all 3 of them are going to go, and that's labeled CMD. So you go to flip that switch, and you start to hear the startup of several computers inside the room. Like you just hear like the computers are starting to boot up inside the room here.
All right.
There's a couple of lights that do start to turn on as well, but their glow is extremely low, and they're not giving off a whole lot of light.
Do I see any one that says for lights or anything?
You do see one for lights. There's that one's got 4. This one's attached to like 4 of them. So if you flip this one, it's gonna be 4 switches.
Do we want to turn on the lights?
Probably easier to see that one.
Nova goes and peeks a little closer at the circuit breaker and examines it. And he goes, that switch will turn on the lights out into, and he turns out into, and nods out there, out into that facility, out into the main room.
Uros might appreciate some light.
Fair enough. And do you flip the switch?
Sure.
Okay. So as you flip the switch, a few of the lights do turn on in the main room. A number of them do break. You do hear glass breaking, and a few of the lights do shatter. Uros, this does startle you because you were not expecting the lights to get turned on, and then the shattering of the glass from the lights breaking as they get turned on. It's a little bit startling.
Okay, what the hell? Now
Sorry,
what?
we wanted to jump scare you.
Oh, thanks.
He goes, if I had a heart, I'd be having a heart attack right now.
I have one and I am.
Alright, so you guys continue to wander the floor.
I'm gonna continue just working on the computers up in the command room.
Okay. So while you're waiting for all of this to turn on, Nova turns to Theo and goes, the storm is on its way. We really should get going here soon.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the storm? We're underground.
Well, it's when the storm gets here, that's going to be the 14-hour mark. So if we're trying to get this done quick, we want to be out of here before the storm gets here.
Or we can wait here and ambush this warlord when he shows up.
Paradox just kind of sinks a little bit, just like, do we want that though?
It's either that or he's gonna keep killing more people.
That maybe so, but we're a bit we're a bit out of his league to say. Even though we have numbers, he has power.
And we're also in an advantageous position too.
Paradox is thinking on this, and he's apprehensive, but he's going along with you. No problems.
The only reason why I'm saying that we shouldn't is because we know he's going to be here. Like, that is a guarantee.
And Nova kind of nods at that and goes, "I'm keeping my eye on the radar, see if we get any high energy readings. Because if he does show up, we might be able to at least spot him before he shows up."
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I guess in the meantime, we can try looking up if this place was possibly used for like a testing site, if anything, so we can see if there's any sort of test logs.
Nova and Paradox both kind of look out into the facility as you guys are studying this and goes. Paradox looks over to Nova and he just subtly asks him and goes, "This can't be for an aircraft. This has to be something, not a flying type, but something of a similar size." Nova just looks over very analytically and goes, "It's highly probable this could have been the testing facility for something, not necessarily a vehicle, but perhaps a testing ground for combat." And he kind of shrugs and almost like in a very logical sense, he's simply stating like this could have been a testing facility for something combat related.
Could be.
So while this is happening, the computers have fully booted up, and it's requesting a command prompt and login.
You want to by chance have a code, would you?
Not on me.
Nova and Paradox kind of look at both you guys and goes, "All right, well, let's see what we can do." And Paradox moves to one console, Nova goes to the other, and they both start to work on hacking the machine. And while this is going on, Uros, you've been wandering this floor for a little bit, and there's nothing that is really standing out to you. You're looking across the floor here, and you are seeing debris. Make an investigation for me. Natural 20. Okay. So you make your way into the center of the facility, and you're observing everything here, and what strikes you is the floor. There are scratch and scuffs across this floor. Specifically in the center, they don't appear to be like, they're not treads. It's not like any kind of like a tread or like a tire or anything like that, but they're clearly like deep metal scratches into the floor.
Okay. Am I close to them? Like, could I actually lean down and touch them?
As you're walking into the middle of the room, you're pretty much walking over top of it.
Okay. DB, have you seen anything like this before?
Well, and he's scanning the scuff marks across the floor. You see him scanning the beam across it and goes, "Well, clearly an airplane would not make these kind of marks like this, so it's not a flying type. These scuffs could be consistent with a large vehicle crashing and scraping across the floor, or some kind of an energy weapon that leaves this kind of scarring." He scans it a little deeper. I'm going to actually do an investigation here for him.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay. All right, 21. So he scans a little deeper, and DB does conclude that these marks that you're seeing on here did come from some kind of a high energy discharge.
weapon of some sort?
DB goes, it seems to be consistent with possibly a grenade launcher or some kind of a rocket. This seems to have been possibly some kind of a testing ground for something. It's large and he kind of turns and looks out. It's large enough to where this could be like a large-scale testing arena.
And is there any crates that are closed up still?
Yes. I'll say with that investigation, there are still some crates that are closed up, or at least they appear to be closed up from where they're sitting. You'd have to approach them a little closer to see if there's actually anything in them and if you can open them.
I'd like to approach at least some of them and try and open up maybe one or two of them to see what's in them.
Okay. So you do make your way to the far back right of the room, and you guys do see him walk up to this box from where you're at in the control room. As you do approach the box, you kind of knock on it. It gives you that hollow metallic noise, like it's hollowed out, so there could be something in there. It's not like filling the box. And you do go to open this one. Make a strength check for me.
Oh, Jesus.
3. Okay. So you attempt to pull one of the doors down. Unfortunately, as you're trying to pull it here, it's not really budging. It might be kind of rusted up. But as you're trying to pull on that door is not budging.
Lovely. Okay.
And DB seeing this, he goes, alright, let me do this again. And he winds up for a swing.
Bada bada.
And he hits the top latch with a rather loud clang. And the door, as you're kind of like hanging to pull it down, it just kind of lets go, and you kind of fall backwards, and you've got the door kind of held up now, like above you.
Well, that worked.
That'll do.
Swing it over my head and throw it over. It's like, what the hell?
All right, and you just kind of toss the door off to the side, and as you look in here, there are a couple of pallets, wooden pallets, in the far back of the crate. Kind of similar to what you're seeing before. These pallets are clearly taken by time, but there is one metallic box that is sitting in the far back. The latches of the box do appear to be open, though, but the box is closed.
Ooh, okay.
DB starts moving in, and he looks to examine the box a little closer. Actually, I need to do this instead. So that. Okay. All right. So he approaches the box. And you see him scan with his blue cone over the box. You're not seeing anything. He's just scanning it over the end on end. And what he finds is that this was a box that seemed to have housed some kind of and it almost, to you, it almost looks like a warhead. Like a missile.
Oh, lovely.
But it's just the warhead itself. It's not a full like missile inside the crate.
Yeah, okay.
And DB goes, oh, that's not good.
In the case, is that still closed up right now? Or not closed, but just shut?
Yeah, the latches on the box are released, but the box is closed.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The box? Okay.
Yep.
So you open the box and you do see that there is a cylinder housed inside of it.
Cylinder.
It's a glass and metal cylinder that's about 12 inches wide and about 3 inches in diameter.
Can I see what's inside of it then? If it's glass?
Yep. So inside of it, there looks to be a very tiny circuit board.
Okay. Can I have DB scan it over?
DB, yep, he does move to scan the piece of technology. 15, okay. He scans it over, and it goes, this is a processing device. Very high power processor, too.
Alright, why don't we take this with us? I don't want to leave it here.
Agreed, and DB just kind of snatches it up and puts it in the
Good.
backpack.
That's what I was gonna hope he would do. I was like, here. Yep. I radio back to them and let them know, hey, we found some kind of cylinder with something in it.
Yeah, DB just chimes in. We got some kind of a processing device in one of these crates. I don't know what it's for, but we're grabbing a sample.
All right. We're currently just.
How large is it again?
It was 12 inches long and 3 inches in diameter. It'd be like 3 inches wide.
I'm gonna just say, have your ghost pick that up, and we'll take it with us.
He just
already did.
Oh.
Yeah, he picked it up and put it in his backpack.
Okay.
Yeah, we're currently up here trying to get into these
computers,
monitors.
Yep. And as you guys, now we're circling back to you guys, as you're accessing the files there, you are seeing some data there, some information. It's not really clear what it's for, because it seems to be either coded or corrupted. But there seems to be a lot of numbers and figures here, but it's not like what you were seeing before with like the financial figures upstairs. These are, there's a lot of numbers, and Theo, you actually can see this. This looks like some quantum computing happening here.
So am I able to understand it, or?
You can't really get a strong understanding of what it is, but as you're looking at this, you're able to recognize little bits of this, that there's some quantum computing happening in this, in the readings that you're seeing here. This is some quantum data, but you can't, as you're just looking this over, you don't know what it means. It's just numbers and gibberish to you.
Nova, do you think you can figure out what this is saying?
Nova is gonna investigate.
I'll be back in a few. I'm just gonna say that I'm helping with decrypting and shit.
Okay. So we're gonna investigate here. Okay. Nova looks over the information here and goes, well, without a key for whatever this is, we're just looking at gibberish. Let's download this, try and get what we can, and maybe we can piece it back together later.
Agreed.
And Paradox and Nova just kind of nod to each other, and they both start to begin working on the computers, and you can see it on the computer screens. Data is beginning to flash across the screens quite rapidly, and they're beginning to download the data. So as this is happening, Uros, do you want to go regroup with the other two at this point? You've been wandering the floor here for a little bit now.
Yeah, I'll start heading back over that direction, and we'll climb back up.
Okay. All right, so you do rejoin them, and you do see the scene happening. DB and or not DB, Paradox and Nova are downloading the data over the computers while this is happening here, and at the moment here, you just have a couple minutes here to kind of discuss what you think.
So, any look on your end?
Other than finding a cylinder with, what'd you call it, DB? A processor thingy, whatever
Yep,
it is.
it's a computer processing unit. Some extremely powerful processor.
I'm just standing at the door.
And Nova kind of he looks to the side of that too. He goes, quantum computing and a super powerful processor. He turns to you, Theo, and goes, "Do you think that this could be a staging ground for not necessarily a weapon,
but for an AI?
Maybe." And
Okay,
and yeah, and Nova kind of looks back out and goes, "Maybe not even an AI. Maybe." And he tilts a little to the sideways. Didn't you guys mention that there was a testing facility for this Genesis device? And he turns to you, Uros.
Yes.
You guys mentioned this room where it was a forest, but an artificial one, yet real.
Yes. It was growing underground.
Do you think... And Nova kind of looks back out to the room and goes, "Do you think this may have been the first testing facility?"
That would explain the door we saw at the bottom of the stairwell. As well as, like, air that was being processed through this area, even though there doesn't seem to be any holes or such for it to flow.
Nova actually, he actually stops his download to kind of turn to you and goes, "You know, it has to be connected. If we look at this from this perspective of we're tracking what this company did in its past, and it clearly developed a technology that could have been extremely dangerous. But as we're looking through here, look at what we found so far. Quantum data that makes no sense to us and needs to be decrypted. More data in thumb drives so we can't access, and a super powerful processing unit that seems to be built, and I would speculate this, for quantum computing." And Nova just kind of looks to everyone here and goes, "I feel like this has got to be some staging for whatever this is, and if that's the case, then perhaps the data that we're finding here may still lead to whatever was happening back at Stonehorn, was it?" And
Yes.
he looks to you, Uros, for confirmation.
Yes, that was the name of the town.
This may have been a staging area for whatever began with that. The data could be quite useful. Paradox finishes up his download and rejoins you, Elias. He goes, "I've got everything I can get. What should we do now?"
I don't know.
Paradox just kind of looks out across the room in contemplation and goes, well, I think we're gonna get all we can get from here. We might be time for us best to move on.
Isn't there massive hangar doors across the way?
No.
I thought you said it was like a hangar bay.
It was as large as a hangar bay.
Okay.
When I was describing it's a massive room. Like, I mean, the only thing I could think of is like it's as large as a massive hangar bay, but it's entirely enclosed. There is no, you do not see any exit door in the far back of the facility.
Are there any other doors to, like, other than where we entered?
From what you can see, no. Pretty much that area was the only way back up. Everything, because even with the boxes that are in the far back room, there could have been some doors there, but they're entirely blocked off either by those crates, or they just lead to nowhere. There's no door there. It's just a solid wall. But again, you are able to see the same scuffing that's on the central part of the room that Uros did happen to see out there too. That kind of, I would almost say, almost like an electrical discharge kind of on the floor. But outside of that, you do not see anything else.
I guess I'm gonna follow the electrical discharge, like across the ground to burn.
It's in a circular pattern that goes around the center of the room. It's not uniform. It's not like a perfect circle that goes in the area. It's almost like it's a bit of in a wave.
So it was here, or whatever it was.
Something was there, and it did cause like some mild warping to the floor.
I guess. So what else did you say about the boxes across the way against the wall?
There are some crates that are stacked up along the back wall. Uros did manage to open one up, and that's where he found the processing unit in the far back of the crate.
Did you open any more of them by any chance?
No.
We might want to go see if there's more of them.
There are other stacks of boxes on opposite corners of the room if you do want to investigate those.
Yeah, just start investigating different ones throughout the room.
Okay. There'll be 2 different stacks for you to investigate. So do 2 separate investigations for me.
Would this be with advantage or without?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be without.
Okay.
Because yeah, this is from the same stack that Uros had checked out. The other one, roll another one for me.
12.
Okay.
Because I was gonna say I'm having DB help me too.
Yeah. So as you're looking at these boxes, you're not seeing anything that stands out. They just look like they're crates that were housing something on here. As you look into some of them that are actually cracked open, you do see the wooden pallets. Some of them are just destroyed and smashed up, but you don't see any other boxes inside. Like something was in there that may have been pulled out of those crates. As far as anything inside them, in the one that's in the far back right corner, that was a separate stack of boxes. you are able to see that there is another long box that's sitting in the far back of this particular crate. It is currently blocked off by some debris, and the door for this one is actually a bit smashed.
I'm gonna try to take that.
Okay. You try to reach in for it. It's a little too far out of your reach to grab. You can
Hey.
attempt to try and to jimmy the door a little more open. That could give you a little more leeway to reach in.
I'm just gonna be a smart cookie on this and just pull out the grappling hook and just grab the box with it and drag it along and pull it toward me.
Okay. So my question to you then is, how hard does the grappling hook hit?
I would believe I'd just have it hit the back of the box, like behind it, and then land.
Well,
and
right.
pull it.
But I'm saying, like, how much like PSI are we talking is going to hit this thing with? Is it going to be like a good punch? Like, how hard is this thing going to hit?
I don't know.
That,
We really didn't discuss that.
because that could matter whether the box does survive you shooting this thing with a grappling hook or not.
No. So I'm saying I'm trying to hit behind the box, not hit the box directly.
Okay, but if you hit the box behind it, you're just hitting the metal
Okay,
wall
hold on.
behind
So,
it.
is this box inside of a box?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm trying to shoot behind, like inside, but behind the box.
Right, but I'm saying if you do that, you're just hitting the back wall of the first box.
Okay, I'm just gonna pull out the sword and jimmy it.
Okay. All right, strength check for me.
6.
Okay. You're just fed up with this thing, and you swing at it with your sword, and cling! It just bounces right off of it.
Theo, you wanna come help me with this?
I was gonna say, you do have a special Titan friend who can easily rip off doors, apparently.
Rip.
When you can't crack something, send the Titan. All right.
All right, so make your strength check there, Theo.
19.
Okay. So you see Theo, he kind of cracks his mechanical knuckles as he kind of walks up. He just grabs the door and yanks it right down, and just it hits the ground with a loud, thunderous bang.
After you.
I'm gonna go retrieve that box.
Okay. So you do open up the crate, and you do see it's a similar cylinder to what Uros has, but this one, the glass is broken in this, and if there was that same processing unit in this one, it's been taken. But you do have an empty cylinder that has, but its glass has been broken.
Okay.
Do you examine the cylinder at all?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Investigate it for me.
Would this be with advantage? No, it actually wouldn't be.
No, it would not be.
Nope.
Okay, you look over the cylinder and you see that there may be some serial numbers there, but it's kind of worn, and you can't really see if that's supposed to be a 7 or a 1. Yeah, you can't really see what it says, so you pay it no mind.
I'm just gonna hand it off to Theo and see if just over there and continue looking through the box.
Okay. Nova will actually jump in, and he'll just grab it and put it into the backpack.
All right. Well, do y'all see anything else that we should find or look into while we're here?
I've already kind of looked around, so nothing else I can see.
And yeah, Paradox goes, I think we've got everything we can get out of here. Maybe it's time we make our way topside.
All right. Let's get going.
Outside we go.
Okay. So, for brevity's sake, you guys do make your way back up the elevator shaft. And as you do make your way back up to the first floor...
I am taking my trap.
Okay, yep, fair point. You do grab your trap and you do remove it. Take it back with you. So just make sure to put it back in your inventory because I'm going to forget. And as you guys make your way back up top, as you're looking out into the outside, you do notice that it is now evening. And it's cloudy. It's kind of become overcast, so the sunlight that was peering through the windows is now kind of just... It's still lit a little bit, but it's much more grayed out now, and it seemed like you can almost kind of sense that storm that's coming. It's right on the horizon.
We might want to head back.
Yes, we have some stuff we can possibly get some information from.
Yeah, might as well.
Yep, it'll be worth investigating. And as this happens, Nova jumps up. High energy field detected.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
So, before you guys can even take a step out, Nova just screams out, it's already... It just goes quiet.
Nova?
Nova's in your backpack, but all of a sudden, it's quiet for a moment, and he goes, it's too late. Oh no. And the first, I want you to all to make a perception check for me. Visor, perception check.
Hey.
Okay.
But I do have some.
Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna be wrapping up here in a few. Don't worry. So you all, so Matrix, you in particular catch this immediately. There is a smell of ozone.
This isn't
Theo,
good.
you can't really smell necessarily, but you're able to detect that there's a faint detection of ozone in the air. And as this is happening, you're seeing a streak of light start surrounding the building, and it's spinning. It's spinning around the building. What do you guys do?
Gonna start calling in the ship. And I'm gonna make my way to the staircase.
We need to get to the roof, yeah.
Alright, so you guys are...
I'm going to set up the trap at the bottom fucking doorway to the staircase. Just so when it comes through, it can detonate it.
Okay, so to be clear, are you guys trying to make your way back outside to...
No, up the staircase.
We're going to the roof.
Oh, you're going up to the roof. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
no, fuck that.
Well, that's what I was asking, because I don't know how you're exiting. I have to ask this. Okay, so you guys start making your way up to the roof.
Yes.
Now, are you trying to call in the ship so you can do a jump from the rooftop? Is that what you're doing?
pretty much gonna have him come to the roof so we can get into him and get the fuck out of there.
Well, right. I'm saying like, but you're doing like you're trying to do like a roof pickup and like grab it.
basically.
And... Okay. Like I said, I gotta make sure I know what you're doing. So, you guys start to make your way up to the rooftop. And for brevity's sake, you do get up there. And the moment you kick open that door...
Hold on. Before we do kick that open, who's carrying that processor, by the way?
It'd be me.
That would be DB.
Yeah.
DB, give me the processor.
Go ahead, DB. Give it to him.
DB just he is nervous, like, all right, and he pulls it from the backpack, and it's kind of floating before you, Elias, to pick up.
I take it and I pull out Talalik and put the muzzle of the gun to it, and then kick the door open.
All right. So just so I'm understanding this, you're kicking the door in first, and you're holding your gun to the processor.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell him, if you fucking come near us, I'm blowing it to pieces.
Okay.
And that is a ready to action. So if he makes a move toward us, I'm blowing it apart.
Okay. So, as you're kicking in this door, you do see a tall, dark armored figure standing, looking out across the rooftop. He's not looking at the stairway. He's looking out. He's basically got his back to you. You don't recognize this armor, but you, Elias, as a warlock, you recognize robes that are worn by warlocks. All of you make perceptions for me.
Ooh, 18.
15.
Theo, you spot this right away because you've seen something like this in the Crucible in the past. You look at his boots. You see broken Ahamkara bones scattered across the edges of his boots. You see them also in broken pieces along the sides of his helmet as well. His entire body is permeating with arc energy. You can smell the burning electricity. You smell the ozone in the air. It stands there and it turns to all of you. And then you hear this. You have something I want.
Oh, boy.
And I think on that note, we're going to save this for next episode.
Find out next week on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, wow. Okay. Woo! Okay, that was
cliffhanger.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm like, oh, crap. I almost expected something else earlier in that part. I was like,
Now y'all see why I led with the processor being held in front of the muzzle?
I was like, I have an idea what you're going to do.
It's a smart defensive move. Just gonna have to wait and see if it's gonna pay off next time.
I mean, if he wants it, he has to risk it being destroyed.
Whew. Dang, that's good.
Here in a second.
Yeah.
One.
Shit the fuck.
God, okay. Well, with that, I'll just say, anybody need to plug anything? We'll just sit here. Wow, I'm still okay.
I'm still doing Mass Effect Mondays. We're still on Mass Effect 2. I'm doing them from noon to pretty much whenever I feel like getting done. It's usually about 4 or 5 o'clock. So Mass Effect Mondays, noon Central, 5 p. Outside of that, that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, all links are in the description below. Amigo, you got anything?
Nah, I'm just a nobody.
Nah, you ain't nobody. You're the Titan.
I don't feel too bad. I stream to nobody, so it's okay.
Oh.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is on Halloween I'll be on a stream playing Zombie Army 4 with somebody.
See, there you go. See, they all got something to say.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, if we're thinking about it, like we'll probably be doing something on Halloween anyway. We might probably doing some Phasmophobia.
Maybe in VR. I don't know about that yet. Still.
Look, I'll be willing to do it if you're doing it as well, and
I'll be doing it.
I will actually try to get myself back into VR shape and like get used to walking around VR for more than 20 minutes.
I want to see
my house in the hall.
Yeah.
I want to see Matrix play Poppy Playtime in.
Oh.
Say what?
Oh no. Oh no.
I'll show you here in a second.
Okay, yeah, after this. But as usual, Dungeons and Destiny, you can check out the website there. They have all the download links. It's right down here. There's a little here button with the link on it. Click on it. Our links are down below. If the other two jokers ever stream, I'll put their links in there too. You know, Dave and I have our things. But outside of that, every 2 weeks so far. So in 2 weeks, we'll be doing this again, and I'll see you then.
Yep, you gotta wait 2 weeks for this epic conclusion of this episode.
Yes. So y'all want to say bye-bye now?
Bye, I'm an alcoholic.
Well, you already know that.
Bye, I'm not an alcoholic.
And that's a good thing for you.
We love you guys. Good night.
See you in 2 weeks.